What is up? We are live. We are back to do some more best ball. It looks like the big board is 56% full. I'm a little behind. Need to do some more of those tonight. Let's say hi to the chat. We got Sweet Leaf. We got Best Ball Soul. We have Pepper Tony. We have Nice and Blunt. I hope we can get to 450. We were 449 earlier today. We're down to 448. Hopefully, we can get to 450. The goal is 500 by the draft. We have Anthony. Thanks everybody for popping in. We're going to do a draft. Before that, we're going to hit the intro.
Hey, hey, we're grinding through the torment. High volume, no management. Hey, hey, taming souls in descent. Grinding drafts through the abyss, no rest in our veins. Feel striking like lightning, flooding endless pains. From late season voids, he's dropping all the flames. Best ball, Degens unite, shattering the chains. Old school RB stacking fury, derailing trendy trains. Who is commanding the storm etched in our brains? Who hangs? Thunder in the names, claiming all the kills. Flames, names, games. Degen wrath of fuse, don't age, torment remains. Best ball eternal, in remains infernal domain. Pterodactyl pigs, screaming, Cayman chaos reigns. Fossil fury fuels the fire, drafted through the veins.
Hey, welcome. I am the Cobra. Thank you, Mike Rob. I actually just jumped out, like literally just jumped out of the shower. So it's probably just that I'm wet, super wet. That's what makes it look good. Caddy Kev, Bukowski, how we doing? Yeah, 500 plus before the draft. If we're on the same rate that we had last month, we hit it. So as long as that stays up, we are good. Hopefully that works. Uh, I'm sure everybody else is further ahead than I am here, but we're going to go through the news real quick. Brian Thomas unlikely to be traded. Supposedly, I don't buy that. Just means they're asking for more. The teams are willing to give right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. This is the biggest news. James Conner got re-signed, and Kelsey seems even more motivated than before, apparently. And Mike Evans expected to explore. We kind of knew that. That was 7 hours ago, but it kind of looks like the Commanders are very interested in him, which would fit the Commanders love old guys stuff. Um, and if you guys looked at this, I did a little mock signing thing Thursday night. I set up the this is awful for what I've been doing in best ball so far because I don't have very much ETN. But whenever I was thinking through the exercise, ETN to the Broncos makes a lot of sense. They definitely seem a little more down on RJ Harvey than we were expecting. Um, so I do need to actually start fitting in some ETN. That is a spot I wasn't expecting to be open that could also pay off his current ADP, although it wouldn't rise either. I so I do think that he's definitely worth the pick he's at now. But these are what I have for my projected spots. Like some basic ones like Shaheed to the Raiders, Alec Pierce to the Patriots, Wandale to the Titans. I have the Dobbs getting signed by the Chiefs and Kansas City taking Algier as well. Um, and then just you can just kind of look anything that you want to argue about, let's argue about. But there's a snapshot. Uh, I've posted it in my Discord. I've also posted it in Fanspeak Discord. So if you want to look at it, pop into my Discord, look at the Hangout section, scroll up a while, and if you want to see it, I can always just post it somewhere else. Just message in there, and I will post it again. But anyway, I think I'm ready to draft. Who's ready to draft? I think everybody's ready to draft. But we're gonna draft. Actually, before we draft, I do have one question and answer during the countdown. So I streamed yesterday, and I got a message from somebody saying that they usually enjoy the stream, but the music was way louder than normal. Was that true? Did that was it louder? Because I tried to keep it the same level. Uh but I do know that if you listen on different devices, the sound is different as well. If it is extra loud, I definitely don't want that. I just want it as a background. So if when I turn it on today, it is louder than normal, let me know. But anyway, we're gonna we're gonna draft a big board, and we're gonna draft that big board in 15 seconds.
Bestball degenerates. We never leave the rhyme. Fury, endless, picks, relentless, fantasy, reigns. Who wins? Immortal.
All right, we got one more to start. I might not be in here with a bunch of you, maybe just a couple. We'll see what we got. We got Texas of 82 at the 101. Congratulations. Dak at the 5. Sleepy Steve at the 6. I got the 9. HG Wigglesworth at the 10. Thanks everybody for popping in. The intro and countdown videos could be lowered, like once mentioned. Okay, well, I'll have to. The problem with those, I actually have lowered those initially. Where are you at, Bats? Let me know. Oh, probably the 12. Probably Bats 440. Probably that guy. What's up, Misha? Yeah, so I did lower it, and I'll go back in and do it. I lost some of the clips to the countdown, but it was super easy to make. I could just go through it again. But like I did lower it like a full decibel from what the initial was. And that's why everybody's videos are so loud. So once you put the video into StreamYard, like it doesn't count as a sound, it counts as a video, and the video has whatever. You can't adjust the volume of a video when you play it. It's whatever the video was, because they put it as a video clip. If they put it under the spot, like they don't have a slider for sound for the videos. You can't put it into sounds either because it's a video. So it's kind of weird that how they do it. So I'll have to export the whole thing and re-upload everything. But I could definitely lower them a little bit. Yeah. Do you have the Vikings cutting Hawkinson then? I did, but I did that on Thursday night. Since then, Hawkinson got re-signed. So like some of that is going to be false, absolutely. The background music has always sounded completely fine. I watch a computer and okay, sweet. I mean, the Goddard price is disgusting, right? No matter how. What if he goes to the Vikings? I wish StreamYard had more detailed information on audio levels when they're playing. Yeah, I do too. Like on. Okay, so I don't have very much slam at all. I'm gonna take a James Cook share. I don't take a lot of James Cook. We're gonna fit in a James Cook share here. I'm at like 4%. I kind of want to be 5 or 6. Sorry for the lack of punctuation. That's on me. Yeah, it's all good. And yeah, so for this, like, I just wish when you uploaded the video, like the video tab as a whole had a level. It wasn't just whatever the video got loaded in as, because you have to upload, reload, do all that stuff on any video. That's why like all of these videos on all the websites, like all the creators, why they're so much louder than the content is because they can't change it once they've made it. They have to go back in, assume that they still have all the information or they have the whole thing saved, right? I'm kind of buying on the Malik Neighbor scare stuff. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna buy on that. Even if he misses a couple games, I think he's fine. I kind of want him. I want a share of him with all of these guys, and I'm positive I don't have one with James Cook. So we're gonna do that. What's up, Deal Me In? How we doing? Yeah. We got 30 watching. We got 17 likes already. That's fantastic. I'm planning on doing a second draft no matter what. We usually have pretty good nights on Sunday nights, so we're gonna set a fairly high like goal. It'll be 45 likes. 45 likes, I'll do a third draft. And for the third draft, we will just do. I'm not sure what I'll do on the second draft, but the third draft we'll definitely do a poll, and it'll be a big board, a DK $10, or a drafter's main. So if we get to 45, that's what we'll be doing. Been too lazy to convert my intro video to MP4. They won't accept you. Yeah. I create all of mine as an MP4. So what are people scared about? That he'll be too good, says Pepper Tony. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think people are afraid of winning. I think people are just afraid of winning in Bestball. I think people are just afraid of winning. That's it. That's all we got. So tomorrow I'm gonna do my normal stream at 4 p.m. as well, but I'm gonna do a single draft, and then later that night, I do have a guest coming on. We don't have a time ironed out specifically yet, but Fantasy Dog Pound will be on, and we will be drafting a bigger board. So we're gonna do it later in the evening because it makes it easier to fill, number one, and it's better for him because he'll have his kids in bed. But he's gonna jump on here, and we're gonna draft a bigger board tomorrow night. I'm gonna do the second stream, like I said. So tomorrow the 4 p. Just because I say I always go live at 4, I'm going live at 4. We're doing a draft. I'm logging off. Gonna do some other things, and then I'll pop back on later with Fancy Dog Pound. That should be an awesome time. And then on Wednesday, this upcoming week, Neil Orfield's coming on, and we are also doing a bigger board. So I'm doing two bigger boards with two of the big, to me, bigger content creators. Words are hard. And Fantasy Dog Pound and Neil Orfield. So it's going to be a fun week for sure. And free agency kicks off, like the temporary period kicks off at noon tomorrow, right? So we're going to be able, we're going to be on air with news coming out. And free agency is official on Wednesday when Neil and I will be on as well. So it should be pretty fun. So I was just saying I need a little bit more ETN, but I'm going to go ahead and take T. Higgins because I have a lot of T. Higgins. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot of James Cook, and I would like to have some of my higher exposed players. Like, I know I want a James Cook neighbors team. So I kind of want some of my 10 to 12% guys instead of my a couple other 2% guys with something that I'm actively trying to get a share of, right? Neil is fantastic. I'm very excited to have Neil on. Also very excited to have the Woof, aka Dog Pound. And for those of you who don't know, Bestball Overlay is live right now. I got a message while I was at work. After this stream, I'm going to download it. I'm going to play with it. And tomorrow we're going to go over some of the ins and outs and the nuances whenever he jumps on the stream as well. So that should be really fun. Pounders. I definitely need to move Rashi down in my rankings. How dare you take Colston Loveland from me? I'm the Colston Loveland bull. I know I just said I want to take some of these players I have a bunch of. But Kyron at 40. Yeah, I said that not expecting to get a pretty decent fall on a player that I'm underweight on. I'm underweight on Kyron intentionally, but I do agree that his price is probably correct. So I definitely want that. I definitely want the share there. So through 4 rounds, we have James Cook, we have Kyron, we have Neighbors, we have T. Higgs. T. Higgs is one of my higher owned guys for sure. Yeah, always if I'm gonna, the reason I'm low on Kyron is because he's a 3rd round pick. I don't want Kyron over McMillan, over Brown, over T. Higgins, over Josh Allen. right? Like one of those guys is almost always there. I don't want him above Colston Loveland or Zay Flowers, and both of those guys go after him usually. So there's a reason. Like I don't want 0, but like in this situation, all the players I like more than him are ahead, right? Like went ahead of him. So this is more accurate to my ADP for Kyron Williams. I think I want 15% with Loveland. I was only at like 10% before the news, I think. Like I was way less than I expected to be. On 20%, I mean, we'll look up I'm bringing up my exposures in another tab right now. Not that all of them are fantastic. Okay, well, I'm at 15% right now. So Tucker Craft 22, Strange 15, Goddard 14. The Goddard doesn't feel great right now. After some of the reading I've done, I am kind of changing my opinion on it. We are definitely going Carnell Tate here. Absolutely Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate, wide receiver 1 this year of the draft class. No questions about it. So back to the exposures though. Like I got a bunch of Kelsey. We're expecting him to come back. I like Gunnar Helm. Like he's super cheap. Good offense. I wouldn't mind getting to 18% on Loveland. The problem is I just love so many of the players there at the 3-4 turn. Like I really like a lot of those players. So I don't know, like I need to get some more ETN, right? Like I definitely need to get more ETN. If he becomes a Bronco, like he's gonna move up, and I think I only like him at this price. And Bat's there, doubling down on that not happen. Actually, you took Bo Nix at 60. I know you're in the chat. Let me know why you took. Did you do that? Was that a star method? Let me know. What's up, Massive? Do we take the last guy there, or do we take Evans here? I'm gonna take Evans. We're gonna take Evans. We're gonna play the double anchor running back here. We're gonna take Evans. I think Evans moves up the board. Okay, yeah, I figured it was a star method thing. Got it. Pepper Tony says, like Loveland, that's just gonna be tough for me at the part of the draft. Basically, elite time. Yo, I kind of think Loveland should be in the mid third, and I think McBride should be in the mid third, and I think Bowers should kind of stay where he's at. I think that the tight ends and like they're kind of mispriced. I get that you have just tons of value down the board. Like obviously, I love the Brenton Strange and Tucker Craft price, but I think that Loveland could do kind of close to what Trey McBride did this past year, this upcoming year. So I want to be overweight that, and I won't mind pulling him up into the middle of the third to have some unique-ish teams as well. But like, I love this whole range. Like AJ Brown, McMillan, Ladd, Higgins, Flowers, Devonta Smith. Like I'm fine. Like I took a bunch of Breece Hall early before I knew he was. I thought he wasn't going to stay with the Jets, so I was wrong there, right? So we're just going to let that run down. And if he's still a good pick up here, like I don't think the round fall is going to be that bad. So definitely hoping we get our guy back here at 81. There's a couple players I really like. There's one specifically that would be fantastic for this team. And H.G. Wigglesworth probably wants that player as well. We're taking Jackson. Oh, Ricky Pearsall's available, but we're going to take the neighbor stack. We're taking Jackson Dart. Favorite sneaky free agent move for tomorrow. I just put a, if you want to go back in the video, I put this up. That was my predictions on, you can pause it or whatever. I also have it in my Discord. There's a link to my Discord down below. You go into the Hangout section and scroll up. You have access to it. You can just look at it. But that was Thursday night. Thursday night, I put that out. Some of them are already wrong, like TJ Hawkinson. Because I had, oh no, I don't have, I had Dallas Goedert going to the Vikings, not expecting Hawkinson to resign. Yes. Ooh, do I want the Algier here, or do I want the Harold Fannin drop? I think I take the Harold Fannin drop, and hope that I get one of the solid running backs back at 105. I think I want to lean into this double anchor running back. I get the fall on Kyron. Like, since we already got the fall here, and we got the fall, like, we might as well take the fall there as well. Everything else is kind of an ADP. So hopefully we can mix in, like, if Blake Corum falls back here, like, it kind of sucks because I don't really want to double up the Rams backfield. But thank you, Chester Copper. We appreciate it. Hey, if you're just popping in, if you can smash the like, that'd be awesome. We're going to do a second draft no matter what. A third draft is on the table. We will vote for it. It'll be Drafters, Underdog, or DraftKings. All of them are on the table, but that's at 45 likes. At 45 likes, we'll do that. Also, if you do listen for a little bit and you're new and you enjoy the channel, go ahead and hit the sub at 400. Like, we are 2 away from 450 subs. And at 500, assuming we hit that before the draft, post-draft, whenever the puppies and stuff launch, I'm going to do a 12-hour live stream. And then looking in the future, a 24-hour if we hit 1,000 by the start of the year, start of the season. Still a long ways from there. I think we can get there. So my favorite sneaky free agent move would be, let's see. Okay, he's off the board. Rico Dowdle to the Seahawks, I think it'd be very sneaky. I think it fits kind of what they want to do. He's kind of like a Sharps, right? But we would love to get Jadarian Price. I think there's a pretty big drop-off after him. So if we don't get him, what do we do? I think we take, yeah. I mean, we just take him. That was the player I wanted for sure. So the reason I decided to take Fannin over Algier, I kind of think by Wednesday, Algier is going to go up here where Jalen Warren does, if not higher. But the reason I took Fannin over Algier is because, like, Algier, Pollard, Hubbard, Dowdle, and Price, as long as one of them fell back here, I absolutely prefer the Fannin plus there. What's up? Join the next 10 big board slows if anybody wants to fill them. Adam in here doing the devil's work. He's preaching that evil. Look at him preaching that evil in my chat. How dare you? No, slows are fine. Like, they're not that bad. I personally, I can't do them because of my work schedule. My work schedule makes it really hard to do a bunch of them. Do we do that? I think we go ahead and do that. Yeah, we'll do that, and we will look for a later tight end or another quarterback late. I have some ideas. How we doing, Mufasa? Thanks for popping in. What's up, Wilson? How we doing? Yeah, so the last 2 days at work, I trained somebody on a high lift, or a standing forklift, as most would call it. And I basically just stood around and watched other people work for 2 days. It was fantastic. A little tiring, believe it or not. Got kind of bored 2 12-hour days of just watching people do things and panic that they did really bad things. So, Sus Edwards coming in here with bangers. If K9 signs a 3-year deal, I feel like I would just try extra hard to keep him in Seattle. Still have flexibility with JSN cap numbers for. Yeah, I think that would make sense. I do think that would make sense. I kind of think that Walker ends up in like Washington or Kansas City, though. I kind of think that those are the two places that he ends up going. Yeah, they need to end up re-signing Devin Witherspoon as well, right? Like I think they need to do JSN and Witherspoon both right now. Seeing the panic look in people's eyes, driving to stand up is, dude. Like, I got really lucky though. This guy worked at this place like 15 years ago for like 8 years, and then he, at his previous job, trained people on this equipment. So, like, I've basically done nothing for 2 days. It's been fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. Like, yeah, obviously he was a little shaky because he hadn't done it for a while, but like, yeah. Anyway, back to football. Like, I don't love the Malik Willis price, but on this specific team with this situation, I will definitely take him as quarterback too. They'll structure JSN to be cheap 2 years, basically. Cap magic. Yeah, they should. Like, the cap in football is becoming like the cap in baseball, non-existent. The Dubs here. If they sign JSN to a deal now, his cap number will probably, yeah, right. Well, the cap percentage will definitely go down. Yeah, Charbs is up for a contract in a year as well. We could take Rashad White, who I've been pulling up the board pretty aggressively. I think we're gonna do that. I think Rashad White he either lands in Washington or Jacksonville, in my opinion, and both of those spots are fantastic. If he lands in either one of those spots, he's going to become like a pick in the like 110, 115, something like that, right? I maybe not. People hate Rashad White, so maybe he doesn't. Money for nothing is never bad. Absolutely. I mean, I did some paperwork. I did a little paperwork, if that counts. Yeah, the cap is a mystery to most people. I don't pretend to know it super well, but watching these teams be 40 million under the cap, or 20. Yeah, Kansas City was 40 million, 41 million over the cap 4 weeks ago, and without cutting really anybody, they restructured Mahomes' contract to save 41 million, and then they cut a guy who was not worth the 24 he was getting to get 2 more extra million, or 20 million, and they did one other move. Oh, they traded McDuffie before his signing, so like we got a bunch of capital, and we actually have room to make some picks up now. And like we were 40 million under, and now we have like 23 to spend or something, like in a month, like just by restructuring some things, basically. That ain't working. Yeah, absolutely. I will take Emmett Johnson at 153 if he makes it. How I was saying earlier, I would like to get players I like on this team with Neighbors and James Cook. And I mean, sign me up for Debo Samuel down here. Like, is there anything I need though? Absolutely not. We'll take the discount on Debo. Let's go old guys. Debo, Godwin, Evans. Inject a little bit of youth there in Carnell Tate. I'm late, but I smashed the like a good soldier. Thank you, sir. We're definitely, like I've said before, we're definitely doing a second draft, and we're honestly only 13 likes away from a third draft right now. Singing is something that you're gonna have a really hard time getting me to do. It is an awful experience for everyone involved. Mostly for my pride. It's mostly really, really bad for my pride. All right, so what do I want here? I think I'm just going to bring Theo Johnson all the way up. Guarantee this double stack here with Theo Johnson, Neighbors, and Jackson Dart. We're kind of banking on the Jackson Dart thing. Do we think Aaron Rodgers returned? I do. I think Aaron Rodgers is back, but we'll find out for sure. I think we're going to find out over the next week. You act like somebody would have... Dak over here is acting like Omar Cooper wouldn't have made it back to him in the 14th round. What kind of animal do you think you're drafting with, Dak? Come on. Come on, guy. How dare you take my boy, Omar Cooper? How dare you? So, yeah, I actually really like this team. It's a 2-4-6-2 right now. We have Jackson Dart, Malik Willis. We're going to add a third. James Cook, Kyron Williams, Price, Rashad White. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Evans Godwin, Debo, Harold Fannin, Theo Johnson. Like, going to add some rookie wide receivers on the end of this. Probably an RB or two in the next round, assuming there's anybody we want. I'm warming up to Geno Smith starting somewhere. I put him on the Falcons in my thing, but I could definitely see the Vikings being that spot. F. Rogers says somebody who's probably a Bears fan. I guess Ravens fans could say that now too. Brian Robinson at 171. So you were talking about surprising signings. This one, I think. Marcus Mariota, I think, is like a perfect fit to the Raiders. The Raiders have said they don't love, or the Raiders GM has came out and said that they don't love starting a rookie at the very beginning of the year at quarterback. So the Mariota veteran quarterback, train him for like he plays 4 or 5 weeks and let's Mendoza get ready thing. Like, to me, that feels really, really good. We're gonna add Stowers here, actually. Add a little bit more to this room. We got a value on Fannin. We got the Theo stack. I don't want a ton of Stowers, but I think he's going to be priced up here pretty soon. Kubiak hates playing as good players. Somebody's a Kenneth Walker Bull. Look at it. Look at this Kenneth Walker Bull out here being mad at a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. He just knew he had to save Kenneth Walker because Kenneth Walker wasn't going to stay healthy. We all know that. Come on, Peppertoni. You know that. What was I going to do here? I'm too busy trolling Peppertoni to actually look at what I'm doing. I need to move Tank Bigsby up, by the way, for 2 reasons. Number 1, he's a pretty solid contingent play. Number 2, he like there are rumors of them shopping Saquon. I think that's more a Howie Roseman's just going to shop everybody every year and see what deals he can get. But yeah. You keep laughing while you draft Genty. It'll happen to you. I am going to say I am a little worried on that. Like, I'm definitely a little worried. I have 10% Genty. So I have him rated higher, but I'm not like way overweight. Like, and I think 10% is about where I want to be. Like 9 to 10% is where I want to be. This share gets me to like almost 5% James Cook, so that feels good. Hoorah, says Bill Brasky. What's up with the new profile picture, sir? I see you're not sneaking that past me, Bill. All right, so my boy Tank says nice and blunt. Yeah, Nice and Blunt is very bullish on Tank Bigsby, and the trade rumor has me like he looked really good last year. It's Mr. Bill to you. Oh, I assume that character is Mr. Bill. I don't know who Mr. Bill is. 19% Tank represent. I'm pretty sure Nice and Blunt has like 30, like 80, 174,000%. Don't you like load into drafts and set him as your numbers 17 overall pick in auto draft? Isn't that what you do? I definitely want, I don't know. I want Jeremy Bernard. We're taking Jeremy Bernard here. That's the piece that I feel like I would be the most upset about if I don't get. Quarterback, if Rodgers comes back, maybe. It honestly looks pretty likely that it's just Deshaun Watson, and I hate that. Like, I hate that. So Dart, Willis. I'm just going to take a wide receiver I like. We're actually just going to take a Darnell Mooney share. I think it's a good thing that he got cut. I kind of figured he was going to get cut. I wanted it to be official for him to leave that team before I took a share, or took a couple shares of him. Oh no, 22% Tank, 34% Jeremy. He slots in my RB5, RB6 mentally. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's some sneaky standalone value for Tank this year with the new offensive coordinator wanting not to grind him into the ground. And on top of that, like, even the old offensive coordinator last year started the season using Will Shipley more than the Barkley people thought was going to happen. And if Shipley didn't get hurt, it kind of looked like Shipley was going to have a bigger role than people wanted. So it could just be a Nick Sirianni from the ground up, like it's from the top down kind of thing. Like, hey, we need to save Saquon some because we gave him the ball like 400 plus times that previous season, right? Maybe that's what it was. But Shipley was definitely going to become a big part of that offense if he didn't get hurt, based on the that first game and what happened before the injury, right? Maybe it was just a small sample size, like mirage kind of situation, but like the more I think about it, the more that Tank Bigsby kind of just feels like a great fit. Yeah, and it's a contract. They gave up capital to go get him. Like, oh no, he's just a kickoff returner. He's just a kickoff returner. I Galaxy Brain Shaheed on the Rams last night. How high was I? It would be fantastic to see that. Like, they could use him. I mean, I'm not going to pass up Claiborne here if he falls. And I think I'm willing to take a Deshaun Watson share maybe if Gino's off the board. Actually, I think this team screams Anthony Richardson. Um, just take another big upside quarterback. I think that's what I want to do. So we got 46 watching. That's fantastic. We're doing a second draft after this, another big board, and then we're going to do a poll if we get 11 more likes, if we get to 45. That's actually what I have in my sheet here, is I have Tua and A Rich to go in there. Tua to being somebody who can at least throw the ball intermediate passes, and A Rich being somebody for him to work with alongside of JJ McCarthy. I think if they don't land Kyler, that they're going to land two veterans. That's my theory on what the Vikings are going to do this year. Like if they land Kirk Cousins, I think they're going to keep Kirk Cousins. But I think they go with either two, like a veteran plus an A Rich trade, or they land like Cousins or Kyler Murray. I think that some group of that's going to happen. Like I do feel pretty like I do like throwing in A Rich into some Jordan Addison teams, because Addison kind of profiles like he can get deep kind of like Pierce does, although he can do a lot more as well. All right, so we got a 3-6-8-3. Jackson Dart, Malik Willis, Geno Smith. Running backs, James Cook, Kyron Williams at a little bit of a discount. Jadarian Price, Rashad White, Bigsby, Damon Claiborne. Just a little upside swing at the end of the draft. Wide receivers, Neighbors, Higgins, Carnell Tate, Evans, Godwin, Debo. What's wrong with a combined age of 100 at quarter? I know it's not quite 100, but it's pretty close. It's 90, right? 3 wide receivers, age 90 together. What could go wrong? Jeremy Bernard, Darnell Mooney. Tight end, Harold Fannin, Theo Johnson for the double stack. Eli Stowers. We only really stacked up the Giants. We just threw darts everywhere else. We don't really have any plan with Geno Smith. Maybe one of them lands with Cleveland. That's it. But I wasn't super worried about a stack there. My projected points, absolute worst I've ever seen. 2,282 points. What am I doing? I have no chance. You're all welcome. All right, so let's look at what Bats did. They did misclick or auto draft Bo Nix. I asked him about that. They got a 4-6-7-3 here. Bo Nix, Patrick Mahomes, divisional correlation. Kyler Murray pulled up the board. Feels okay. And JJ McCarthy. I'm going to guess that you have Jefferson and you're trying to force in the Minnesota guy. Genty, Etienne, Harvey, Brooks, Dylan Sampson, Isaiah Pacheco. You do have Jefferson. I like the theory there. That makes sense to me. Zay Flowers, Alec Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jaden Higgins, Romeo Dobbs, Trey Harris, Travis Kelce, the double stack here with whichever quarterback you have, Chika Okonkwo. I think it works. I think if you just remove this pick, this team is fantastic. Or if you just move it down the board a bit. I don't know what you're planning on with Mahomes. Are you you're the Kelce. Okay. Never mind. The Kelce thing. Got it. Disregard. If you're here, Wigglesworth, say something. I'll review you. No. Trash. It's not. You gave up. I like the theory behind your team, right? Like the theory made sense. Like the 2 quarterbacks to guarantee the 1 spot. With the Jefferson, like the backstack of the divisional correlation with the Bo Nix stuff, you did the best you could with the auto draft, right? Or the because like you said, it was a mistake. So I definitely think it could have been better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The recovery after Nix was pretty good. Like, you can't like I'm not gonna look at that team knowing that you made a mistake. Like, if you're like, nope, Bo Nix goes there, I'd tell you the team was trash. But but you're like, oh no, I totally screwed that up. Like, I have absolutely done that as well. You are forgiven. All right, so Dak here, Jaden Daniels, Trevor Lawrence, running back, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Jonah Coleman, Aaron Jones, Katron Allen, Nicholas Singleton, George Halani. That is an absolute beast of an RB room. I don't know the seventh was needed, but like, I think if you build a strong team, the extra pick makes sense. And I think you can stop at 2 there. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin stacked up. Parker, Jacoby for the double stack. Xavier Worthy, Omar Cooper, how dare you, Adonai Mitchell, Tez Johnson, Brenton Strange, Dallas Goddard, and Kate Otten. Yeah, this team absolutely cooks. I think adding Halani on there is fine. Like, what are we going to do? Like, every position feels very, very strong. So you just take whatever player you kind of want there. And Texas for 82 at the 1. 3773. We got Dak. We have Jordan Love. We have Bryce Young. Running back. I see you pulled up Jordan Love. You're a fan, huh? Running back. Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, David Montgomery, Chuba Hubbard, Jordan Mason, Tajay Spears, Devin Neal. Wide receivers. Olave, Roma Dunze, Christian Watson, Jalen McMillan, DK, Elijah Surratt, Ryan Flournoy. I absolutely love the Flournoy prize. Dallas or Jake Ferguson, Dalton Schultz, and Colby. So you did the double backstack of Dak, but you pulled him up the board to do it. That feels a little weird. I'm not saying it's wrong. It feels weird that you did it that way. Especially having Olave here. You pulled up Jordan Love. Okay, you have Christian Watson, so yeah, I think it all works. I personally wouldn't backstack Dak. I have a hard time seeing him get there without the Pickens or CD Lamb, but at the same time, it is pulled up for the Watson stack. Yeah, and he wasn't coming back, so I'm not saying it was wrong. Like, you needed to if you wanted to get him back, for sure. The Dak thing, though, like the backstacking him, it's something not a lot of people are going to be doing because, so if Dak is the quarterback you need, like, there's a solid chance that Jake Ferguson has a good week. And as long as your first and second round pick outproduce Pickens and CD Lamb, like, you have a clear, like, if this team gets there, it's probably going to look like a clear path kind of thing to the championship. So I don't know that I do this, but I think that it does make some sense. But anyway, we are about to jump in another draft. Let me get to the right screen on my phone because location errors are the best thing ever. But we're going to join another big board, and we're going to join the big board in 15 seconds.
Bestball began to rest. We never leave the grind. Fury, endless, picks, relentless, fantasy, reigns. Who waits? Immortal.
All right, we're waiting on 5. So probably going to be an absolute full lobby for anybody who wants in. If Davis knew how many fingers were pointing at him, he might not wake up in the morning. What do you mean? Murray is minus money for the Vikings. Last I saw, Tua needs the Baker treatment to go to the Rams. You want Flournoy if you take Dak with no Pickens or Land, if the odds will work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He actually did the double stack. He had Flournoy. He did the Flournoy plus Ferguson backstack. So like I do think that you definitely want both, right? Like this is absolutely correct. You definitely want Flournoy. I think you probably need uh pick or Ferguson as well. Been hard to do football as baseball. It's been really fun this month. 60%. Uh that's more than me, but he is one of my highest. I'm still dwindling my Emmett Johnson down. All right. Anyway, we got the 107. We have Alex in the 101. We have Anthony at the 102. We got Lutz at the 103. Game Tied at the 104. Bats at the 5. We have Nice and Blunt at the 10. We have Misha at the 11. If you're in here and I didn't call your name, please say something. Also, still need 10 likes for another draft after this. If we get another draft, if it looks like we're going to get there, I'll put the poll up like round 15ish. And then we will close the current poll. So hopefully we get there, and hopefully we get to the hopefully we get to the 450 subs. We are one away from 450 subs. I have a bunch of him. We're going to take a CD Lamb share. I don't have very much CD Lamb. I pick at 5 all the time, and I don't pick at 6, 7. Not intentional. I don't pick at those two very often. But I don't like CD Lamb there anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Do you think BTJ tanks down on no trade likely news? I don't know. I don't think he will. JSN at the 9. Yep. He said the number. He did the thing. Oh my god. Yeah, I personally think that Amon-Ra should probably be ahead of Lamb, and I think he's even with JSN. I'm overweight JSN right now. I have like 11%, I think. I don't know. Let's look. No, like I have 12.2% JSN because I never pick at the 4. I only pick at the 5. And I don't want to be that overweight JSN. I just like him specifically. I just don't want to be that overweight on, right? So CD Lamb. Let's go neighbors. We're going to do a second neighbors team. Let's do the divisional correlation thing there. I haven't done this yet, so we'll go ahead and do this. We're going to get I've been boosting my neighbor shares up. Especially that I just really want to focus more on the end of the season than the beginning of the season. So that's why I've been doing that a little bit. Yeah, I've not done this hardly at all. So I do want to make sure I get some of these. Like I probably don't have any because CD Lamb is like one of my lowest owned players. I have 3.3% CD Lamb. So I definitely want to make sure I get. Like, I want to be around 4 to 5%. I think he's a little overpriced. But I love the Amon-Ra price, and I like all these running backs a little more than Lamb. And I don't know, maybe McCaffrey I have less of. No, I actually have 5% on CMC, so there is that. Yeah, so hopefully we can get one of these RBs to fall back. I think I know what I want to do here. We'll see if it works out. Started the wide receiver room, Lamb, Neighbors, BTJ, Burden, Golden, and it felt like I had that is a massive ceiling. Here's my real question though. Why is I'm assuming that's not the order you drafted them in because BTJ. Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say why are you taking BTJ and then Burden falling back? What is going on? What is what are you doing to what are you doing to me? Screw it. Why not? Let's do it. All division. Assuming AJ Brown doesn't get traded. I think it's like 50-50 AJ Brown gets traded. So if he doesn't, we probably have some kind of divisional correlation here. So I don't mind this at all. AJ Brown trade to the Commanders. I mean, that would be wild. Like, that'd be really weird, really. Yeah, he really did. This guy gets JSN to fall down, and he pulls up Chase Brown to then take Kyron Williams. Something you could just absolutely do every time at the 5. Like, you have like a 95% chance to be able to build this exact team from the 5 every single time. Now, and I'm going to argue that whatever pick he gets at 40 also falls to 44 reasonably often. Like, I'm absolutely shocked that the Chargers fan took Ladd McConkey there. And he pulls up Luther Burden with it. What is Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take the falling Breece Hall on this team. I was not expecting to take that. I was really wanting Colston Loveland on this team. But maybe Breece Hall ends up kind of going around here, but right now he's not. So let's just scoop up that pretend value. Yeah, I think that this is kind of more accurate. That I think they're going to get a deal in place and not be able to actually do the trade until later. I think that they're going to have a deal wrote in paper, basically, somewhere with AJ Brown if he's going to get traded, but it'll be later. But if you're going to do that, you might as well, as the Eagles, start the season with AJ Brown. And if things aren't going good, then trade him, right? Yeah, pulling up Burden is basically like if you play a game and somebody finds something that's super cool in the game and they're the first person to do it and it's super awesome, and then like the entire internet starts doing it, and then you play the game 3 months later and you think that you're super awesome because you now did it. That's the same thing that Antlers just did. Playing a game that's been out for 20 years and then using cheat codes to beat it. That's basically that's a bad analogy because a cheat code assumes you're going to win with this strategy. Literally just something you could do every time from the 5. Just a bad analogy. I tried. I failed. I'm not saying I liked the Breece click there. I definitely didn't like the Breece click there. Let me be 100% clear. I was not like ecstatic to take Breece Hall there. He would have died of dysentery on Jorge. There we go. You know what we're doing? Go Gadget Division. That's what we're doing. Go Gadget Division. Jaden Daniels, naked, versus all of those guys. Yeah, I think the Breeze Click had to be done. Like, I think there's a pretty decent fall off. I was hoping Scatabo made it back around. Like, I've been trying to land Scatabo in the 6th because I've seen him there quite a bit with neighbors. Go Gadget NFC East. Exactly. So, what's up, Jamie? I just choked on something. You got to tune in to see what it was. Once they sign Ken Walker, you can enjoy They're not signing Ken Walker. And like, if you want to hear my theory on this, go to my video from yesterday and go look at the timestamp that says conspiracy and listen. I have my own theory on what I think that's happening there with all of that. I laid it out yesterday. If you want to hear it, just go to yesterday's video. I labeled it conspiracy because it's definitely possible that I'm correct, but it's definitely tying some conspiracy stuff to it for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a little bit of hopium followed by a logic trail, right? Like it's a Camp Scatabo bull looking at things with hopium, but also using logic to their advantage. It's just, like, I know what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie about it. I think it's more like, I mean, we gotta take the Harvey fall too, right? Yeah, I think it was solid logic. And I think that it's more just kind of like, and it's basically talking about how bad the Giants are as a decision making, is what it kind of came down to. But yeah, go, like, even pause this video or stop it and go watch it and then come back in 3 minutes, because it was like 3 to 5 minutes is how long it was. Like, that would be fine. I wouldn't mind talking about it if people want to talk about that take I had. I mean, getting Harvey back is pretty nice. Like, I really like this team. We're through 6 rounds. We have Jaden Daniels, we have Breece Hall, we have RJ Harvey, we have CeeDee Lamb, Neighbors, and AJ Brown. Like, this feels very strong. And you know what? I even passed on JSN to give him to this guy who pulled up Chase Brown and then stacked him with Kyron Williams and then pulled up Luther Burden. Like, I could be wrong on the Luther Burden thing, but I just don't see a world where Colston Loveland should be going after Luther Burden. And I get it. Like, it's a 1-game slate. Like, I don't want to have 40% Loveland and 0% Burden. But I'm not saying that that's the right way, because it is 1-game slates. Lutz, no Burrow? He passed on Burrow there? Let's go ahead and take Parker Washington here. He fell a little as well. Bill Brasky. I forgot to mention I have 12 hand-painted Mr. Bill statues. I'll have to find out who Mr. Bill is. I'm guessing it's pretty funny. Hey, we just hit. Let me know in the chat who just subbed. You are the 450th sub. I want to thank you. That's awesome. We are 50 subs away from a 12-hour live stream. So, assuming we get the 50 before the NFL draft, we are going to go 12 hours post-draft on Underdog / DraftKings / Drafters drafts. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time for me. Hopefully, it's a good time for you guys. And we're still 5 likes away from the third draft as well. So, do I take the neighbors or do I take the DAC? What do I do here? I take oh man. I think I take DAC, right? I don't have very much CD Lamb. I have more neighbors. I'm going to take the DAC stack here. Hey, thanks, Jamie. Mr. Bill is also a Clay Dude comedy thing back in the day. I mean, Bill's a pretty common name, so makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, we'll be throughout the night. I will be talking with Fancy Dog Pound, and we will find out for sure what time we're going to do the bigger board tomorrow night. But tomorrow, I'm going to do my normal stream at 4 p.m. And I'm going to do just one single draft. It'll probably be a Drafters or a DraftKings draft. And then later that night, I'm going to do a bigger board with Fancy Dog Pound, and we're going to go over overlay stuff. Bestball overlay is now live for this season. We're going to go over some of that, and we're going to draft a bigger board. It's going to be a good time. We might draft more teams. I don't know what his time frame's like. I'm definitely going to stay on that time and do more than one draft, but yeah. Fannin, Jalen Warren at 82, 87. That has to feel awesome. Yeah. I got the Fannin's been sliding a lot lately, but to be honest, I think Harold Fannin should be going closer to Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts. That's where I've been for a while. I just kind of think that that's where he should go. I think those are the 3 I would like to get. I doubt I get any of them, but we'll see. Your Discord isn't working. You got a notification. You have messages from me, but they won't open. So it might be somebody trying to scam you because I haven't messaged you for a while. If it says add as friend, it's probably somebody trying to crypto scam you. Do I want to do Blake? Yeah, we're going to do Blake Corum here. I think this is a fine kind of team to have Blake Corum on. Let me go look to see when the last time I messaged you was. 3/5/26 at 7:04 p.m. I sent you a message. So there you go. Like if it wasn't 3/5, it wasn't me. At 3/5/2026, 7:04 p.m. Central Time, 8:04 p.m. your time, and it says, "What you got going on tonight, boy?" It doesn't have a boy on there. I added that for context. It just says, "What you got have going on there today night?" You know, exactly like that. Words. You should use an instrumental of your intro for background music. Yeah, that would work as well. I mean, he made one for me that like is awesome, but also hilarious. Like I can't take it serious because it just whispers "Who Hames" over and over again in it, and it's like it just sounds hilarious. Like it just whispers "Who Hames" over and over again. Uh, we're gonna take Juwan Jennings. Um, yeah, I mean that would work, but the problem, like, so some people don't like the real busy music, um, for a background. That's why stuff like the Ducks is popular. Why the other one is pretty popular. Because the busier the music, like some people get distracted by the music instead. With it being a background tone, it like some people seems to like it. Uh, I mean, all that's all thanks to Jamie for sure. Like that song made like I don't know if you're talking about just the music or the video together, but like the video or the music made making the video easy, if that makes sense. Like it basically took me like 2 hours of playing that song. Like I listened to it for like 2 hours straight, trying to find the exact time frame to make the thing. Like same with the countdown. Yeah, just uh make it instrumental from it. Um I'll download the one he made. Um Let me go to this. Download. I'll have it up in a set. The one he made, like I'll assuming people want to hear it. I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Dak for the Jake Ferg for the double stack. So we have the CD Lamb, Dak Ferguson, Dak Prescott, Jake Ferguson double here. Add music. Downloads. Yeah, I'm fully up for that. Like I think that song's pretty good too. I think that both of them are. Like you could just make both of them as instrumentals if you want as well. Like I could just add them to the thing. All right, so is it gonna upset anybody if I turn the music up just a tick, like barely up? If the answer is yes, I won't do it, but I will do the one like basically extracted something he made for something else, and I was like, hey, just make it an instrumental, and he made an instrumental, but he added like some whispers and stuff in it that made it hilarious to me. Um, Now I gotta take Denzel Boston there, right? Like I do prefer Omar Cooper to Denzel Boston, but like I'm gonna take that. I don't know if Tracy's staying in New York, but like if the rumors are true, New York's probably not gonna have it. Like if Scatabo is healthy and they want another guy, Tracy's probably just not a guy that Harbaugh likes or wants, right? Uh, I don't know if that means they're going to trade him, but maybe he gets relegated to just a third back or something. Like, but I'm going to turn this slightly up. Actually, I think it's up a little already. Let me know if this is too loud. Like had me rolling. So James Conner's back, which is big as well. So like all the sighing and stuff, like it's just hilarious. Yeah, yeah, I could tell. I could tell. But I would love both of these players. Absolutely Omar Cooper. Yo, I love it, but like the whispering the who hames over and over again, like just makes me laugh. Yeah, so let's go over the team real quick. We have a 2-3-7-1 right now. We have Jaden Daniels, Dak Prescott, Brees, Harvey, Blake Corum. Probably pushed running back a little too far here. Lamb, Neighbors, AJ Brown, Parker, Jennings, Boston, Cooper. We are done at those 7. Jake Ferguson. Yeah, if I was high, I think a bit creepy. How we doing, Stephanie? But yeah, we could switch to something else. We'll go back to the Ducks. I just kind of wanted to show that base there, because I just thought it was like I was just laughing. Yeah, it's just never ending. For me, like I like it. I think it's good for like a small period of time, and then it gets weird. Like it's like an 8.5 minute song too, right? Like I think. it's basically like splicing in pictures into a movie, right? Like you will never forget what you're doing. You cannot forget. You will never never be able to forget. You will never have the time to forget. Yeah, that's why I named it Crazy Song, because he knows it's Crazy Song. We'll take the old Jonathan Brooks. We're still 3 likes away, by the way. 3 more likes. We got what? 6 more rounds. We should be able to get there. We'll do a 3rd draft if that happens. So we got 41 votes in the poll. First player to be traded, Achane 12%, AJ Brown 32%, Brian Thomas Jr. 20%. The winner, Anthony Richardson 37%. I also think that it's Anthony Richardson. I think that Anthony Richardson for sure gets traded. So I would agree with the chat there. And I think if AJ Brown gets traded, it's later in the season. And I think the second most likely, in my opinion, is actually Achane. The Dolphins kind of feel like they're absolutely like trying to secure the number 1 overall pick next year, and Achane may be too good of a player for them to be able to do that, and they could acquire a 1st round talent this year. Like I think they could trade Achane for a late 1st for sure, or a future 1st. You know, I was planning on saving my little boards till free agency, but like if we do another underdog, we'll do a little board. I just put the vote up. If we get the 2 more likes, we will be doing another draft. I would love to get one of these 2 running backs back. It would be fantastic. Did you end up going back and looking at my conspiracy theory? If you haven't, message me later on Discord and tell me what you think, or somewhere. Like just get a hold of me somehow. I'm curious what people think on it. Because I think it's sound logic. I think that my conspiracy is sound logic. although a bit of hopium. Like, definitely some hopium. But I tried to not make it all hopium, for sure. All right, so Jaden Daniels, no stack. Dak Prescott, we got a stack. We get Vidal back. I am super happy with that. We end up landing Brooks and Vidal. We're going to go 7 RBs here. Probably need to start attacking tight end. So probably going to go 4 tight ends and 7 RBs and end with a really weird build. A 2-7-7-4, I think is what we're going to do here. Yeah, I think this is a 2-7-7-4. I feel pretty good. We get that massive fall on Denzel Boston. We got Omar Cooper there. We got a little bit of a fall on Parker, and then we have 3 absolute studs here. Yeah, if Neighbors misses a significant amount of time, we could be hurting a little bit, but I think that this team is pretty fire. We're 1 like away, by the way. And we got 40 people watching. We got 6 votes for the draft as well. Might as well vote. We're going to get there. Sorry about that. I just tapped my mic. I don't know how much noise that made for you. Yeah, I've got 5 left. I have 5 little boards left. I would prefer not to do them, but I don't want to do a 3rd big board on stream tonight. I just would prefer not to. I'd prefer to save a couple of those for off stream. And I'm basically at 50% in on the big boards right now. So definitely want to and I think I've done like 70% of my big boards on stream. So I do, not that I don't like drafting with everybody, but I do like my drafts outside of this as well. I'm going to pass on Stowers here. I want somebody who's going to get production for sure. If Helm is there, we're going to take him. Maybe. Do we want Singleton? Yeah, we're going to take... I think Gunnar Helm is more important to this team. The tight end, too, there. I could take a couple shots later. I was pretty into Terrence Ferguson before, but with Terrence Ferguson, with them re-signing Higbee, I'm a little worried. Not that I'm going to take 0 of him, but yeah. Texas Fox saved me from myself. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he really did, didn't he? I think B-Rob is a really good pick right now. So I'm assuming you don't have a bag of B-Rob since you have such a bag of Bigsby. So being able to diversify that a little bit probably helps out. So we got we're definitely going to be doing another draft, by the way. It looks like the DK draft is winning at the moment. Only 8 votes, though. So if you don't want to watch DK, vote up. If you want to watch DK, vote up. If you want drafters, y'all need some help. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all need 1 drafters vote at the moment. Nice. So you're just drafting a lot of RBs in this range, which is, I think is a fine thing. I do indeed need Jesus, says Alex. I do, in fact, need him. I mean, I can't really take Braylon with Brees here, right? Like, doesn't that eat the value of the fall? I mean, I don't know. I guess if the backfield's good, the backfield's just good, right? I'm going to make the ugliest RB room you've ever seen. We're going to Najee here, too. Just The ugliest RB room ever created. Yep. Drafters, are we riot? Oh. He's calling your bluff, Blunt. Look at that. You only have 34%. This guy's got 43. Look at that. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel and you haven't subbed yet, think about subbing. I'm going to start going live every Sunday night at this time at 6:30 Central. I also go live every weekday, well, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Central. And I do a show on Tuesdays with Steve from Fanspeak Network. Like tomorrow night, I'm doing a second thing to where I'm doing a bigger board on stream whenever Dog Pound and I can get that worked out. He gave me a time, but he acted like he may be in a rush to get there, and I was like, we could just push it back a little later. So just waiting on a confirmation there. If you join the Discord down below, I do post whenever I go live in there. I have a live stream section, so like you post there. Like if you don't like bells, you could not do the bell, or you could hit the bell, whatever you want to do. Multiple ways for you to find out when I'm going live. Central is honestly the only time zone, so you're right. Like all the other time zones don't exist. So Central is actually just real time, and everything else is fake time. So you're not wrong, Lou. It's like that's all I know. I know you're not wrong there. Yeah, Central is like it's real time. Like we could just not call it Central Time. We could call it, yeah, like I said, real time. So we're already in on this Jets offense with Breece Hall. Like, guess we take Mason Taylor, right? Yeah. Yeah, see, Steph knows. Absolutely. So, I don't know. On Sundays, football start at noon. I work on Sundays, so I can't, like, I literally drive 45 minutes home, take a shower, eat something, give myself like 10 minutes, and then I jump on stream. So I'm literally here as fast as I can, basically, and with a little bit of wiggle room in case something goes wrong. Yeah, so it looks like the drafters crowd coming in strong. Drafters crowd is now up in the ranks. If you don't want to see drafters, go vote in the poll. So I'm just going to draft another tight end here. Daniels, Prescott. Who do I want? This could be like, let's just take the Zach Ertz, right? Let's just hope that Zach Ertz is coming back. He's planning on coming back, but he hasn't been committed to go. Like, I don't know if he'd go anywhere else, but it's not confirmed he goes back anywhere. What do I want here? I definitely want a running back, but which one do I want? Definitely not Rodriguez. Snoop Connor. I don't think I want to know who's drafting Snoop Connor enough right now to get his ADP all the way up to 239.7. If you know the guy that's got his ADP up to 239.7, because I'm going to guess that's one guy drafting in like 110. That's at least how I want to envision this. I want to envision it's just one super juiced on Snoop Connor bull. that he's showing up in my rankings. I think a DJ Giddens share feels really good here. Drafters is an empty room. Better join now and hope. I mean, Little Board's moving up now. It's reasonably close though. Some probably just wanted James Conner and misclicked. Yeah, no, it absolutely says Snoop. I forgot, like Snoop Conner. For whatever reason, you know how sometimes you have like you know what you're trying to say, but your mind just continually tells you the wrong word to say. And every time I was trying to think of Snoop Conner, my mind just like I couldn't think of the name Connor, and the word dog just kept screaming at me. I'm like, I know that's not correct. Shut up, brain. Brain, please shut up. I know it's not Snoop Dogg. But yeah. All right, we got a 2-7-7-4 here. We got Jaden Daniels. We got Dak Prescott. We got naked Jaden Daniels unless Ertz gets there. Running backs. We got a big fall on Breece Hall. We got a big fall on RJ Harvey. We got Blake Corum. Jonathan Brooks, Kamani Vidal, Najee Harris, DJ Giddens. Wide receivers. Lamb, Neighbors, AJ Brown, Parker, Juwan Jennings, Denzel Boston, Omar, Cooper, the winner of the big board, Junior. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson, Gunnar Helm, Mason Taylor, and Zachary Ertz. I think this team's actually pretty awesome. I probably should have taken an RB. Like, I probably should have taken like Jonah Coleman where I took Juwan Jennings, or taken Emmett Johnson where I took Boston. Like, I don't love the Boston price. I should have taken Emmett Johnson there. And then another receiver wherever I took Jonathan Brooks. So that 2v2 would have been Emmett Johnson here. And then it would have went Pat Bryant. Like, I would have felt even better about the team with that. But yeah. You see the score of the Sabres Lightning game? No, I don't know. Leaving you Rogers in round 20, you got to take it. I agree. Let's look at some of the chat's teams real quick before we jump in. At the end of the so I will review anybody who didn't get on my stream or didn't get in the first draft. I'll review their team in this draft. And then after I do the last one, whatever the vote is, we will load in right then. That will be the end of the voting. Nice and blunt. 3683, Josh Allen, Cam Ward, Aaron Rodgers. Running backs, Connor, Derrick Henry. That's a Connor. Snoop Connor, Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren, Rashad White, Brian Robinson, LaQuint Allen. I don't know why you took Snoop Connor in round one. I mean, I know it's Shaves Cook, but might as well roll with it. Snoop Connor round one. Like, other than that, your team's pretty solid. Wide receivers, Ladd McConkey, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Jaden Reed, Jalen Coker, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs, Jeremy Bernard. Then tight ends, Harold Fannin at 82, David Njoku, Pat Fryermuth. That's an awesome team. I like this team a lot. We got Alex in the one hole. 3683, Drake May, Sam Darnold, Michael Penix. Stacking up Penix with Bijan, Travion Henderson, Manungai, Tajay, Tucker, Halani. Wide receivers, George Pickens, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, Xavier Worthy, Stephon Diggs, Debo. Why is Debo falling so far right now? Is it because he doesn't have a team? Is it because there's no blurbs about teams interested in him? Like, it feels weird. Like, I'm absolutely going to take Debo if I need a receiver in the 130s. Like, yes, he wasn't himself last year, but it only takes like 3-4 usable weeks to pay that off. And we know that he's able to spike. I think it's a solid price. Like, because today specifically he's been falling. Maybe it's just my rooms. Adonai Mitchell, Kyle Williams, and then Bowers, Kincaid, and you took a third in Roy. I don't mind the extra dart there. Like, it doesn't really feel like you need anything else. I probably would have thrown that dart at running back, but I don't think what you did is wrong at all. Oh, so it was okay. It was for the stack. Yeah, no, that's all good. Cromulent, 2783. Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Chuba Hubbard, JCM, Ray Davis, Brashard Smith. Ew, Joe Mixon. Wide receiver, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Alec Pierce, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Pat Bryant, Trey Tucker, Keenan Allen, Aronde Gadsden, Kittle, Dalton Schultz. Other than, like, I get it. It's a last round pick. Like, you're probably getting 0 points, but you shouldn't go searching for 0 points. Like, you're actively searching for 0 points with Joe Mixon. I don't know. I still need to see a picture, or like, I need to see some signs of life from Joe Mixon before I take him. I could absolutely be wrong, but isn't he 32? Let me go look that up real quick. He's like 30 to 32. So reveal Joe Mixon. Okay, so he'll enter at 30. But he also didn't play an entire season due to loss of limb. I mean, that's my opinion. I assume he lost his limb. Doesn't mean he did. 3773. Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Running back, Kenneth Walker, Bashaw Tootin, Jordan Mason, James Conner, Zach Charbonnet, Keaton Mitchell, Nicholas Singleton. I definitely need to start mixing in some more Singleton at the end. I like the new price because I don't like him as a prospect at all, but I do understand his upside. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Igbuka, Rome, Ricky, Rashid Shaheed, Tank Dell, Laporta, Chig, and Kate Otten. Just super, super strong team. Where's Kyler Murray, Lutz? He's only 30. Same as Tyreek Hill proposition. If any news. Yeah, no, I fully agree. I'm just giving you crap. I'm not gonna make the pick, but I do think that I should, like, he is round 20 now. I think that is different than, because I was 100% out at the 170s where he was going before. That never ever made sense. I think that Bionic Man Mixon is what we're looking for. Yeah, Lutz has an awesome team there. Someone took him the pick before me. So we got game tight here. 3773. Jackson Dart. I don't know why Lutz didn't get Kyler Murray. He's the biggest Kyler Murray bull on the. I think he's starting to believe the rumors about Kyler Murray. And then Malik Willis. That's a lot of rushing upside at quarterback. Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, Mike Washington, Emmett Johnson, Caleb Johnson, Devin Neal, Jordan James. This is a very strong 0 RB start. I do think you needed one more guy of projected volume. Like, not projected volume, but like, because Algier and Dowdle should be ones or at least split in their backfield. Mike Washington probably gets a decent role. And Emmett Johnson, I think, like, I love this. Like, I would feel fine with that. But I do think adding like a Najee, like where you took Caleb Johnson, like, makes this 0 RB room way better. Puka Nakua, Drake London, Tedero McMillan, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Torrey Horton, Marvin Mims, Colston Loveland, Isaiah Likely, Theo. It's a very, very strong 0 RB team. I'd take Snoop Connor over Mixon. Yeah, like it, and it's not that bad. Like, the only thing, like I said, and this isn't even like I'm out on Caleb Johnson, but this isn't even a out on Caleb Johnson take. It's that when Najee signs somewhere, he's going to be ugly enough to get some points every week. And even 6 or 7 points in a random week could be enough to like inch your team to where Mike Washington and Emmett Johnson have real roles, right? So it's more about getting the early week productions. And Caleb Johnson, if he is a hit, he's not going to be early week. So like you're relying on these two, only these two, for the early week production, other than the rookies, right? So that's like it was more of a process why I like Najee there more than a player take. And that doesn't make me right either. But that is everybody. We are 44% for the little board. We are going to join a little board. And we are going to join that little board in 15 seconds, maybe.
Bestball began to rest. We never leave the rhyme. Fury, endless, mix, relentless, fantasy, reigns. Who waits? Immortal.
I don't know why that video didn't pop up all the way across the screen that time. Does it never do that? Does it always keep the background? I haven't really ever paid attention. I always take that time to go do my timestamp. So I don't really look at it. This year's Mixon feels like Nick Chubb at best. I mean, Nick Chubb, last year's Nick Chubb at pick 240 was an awesome pick. Okay, copy. I was gonna say I think it does sometimes. It probably depends on, like, if I'm on a screen like this to where the edges are black, it probably looks like it does. So yeah, I think that's what it is that like if I'm on a screen like this to where the edges are black, that you just don't see the extra stuff and it never fills the frame. I remember sliding over to the empty space. Oh, that's funny. So we are waiting on one for a little board over here on Underdog. I don't know why I backed out. I'm not a professional. Apparently, I'm just an entertainer. Whoops. So I just reset that. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. Waiting on one for a little board. If you're new to the stream and you've enjoyed the content, if you could give me a sub, that'd be great. We're on a road to 500. At 500, I'll do a 12-hour live stream. Assuming we get there before the NFL draft. We're currently on pace for it. Look at that. We got in. We get the 102. First time in a long time we got the 102 on stream. Actually, it's been the 101 we haven't been getting. So we got the 102. We have Steph at the 4. We have ladies first at the 8. We have Anthony at the 9. We have Luke Dog at the 11. Good luck, everybody. I might have to force myself to take Jamar Chase here. I'm not going to, but I should probably do it because I only have 3% Jamar Chase, and it's because when I pick up 4, I always get past Puka. Never Chase. And when I pick at 3, I haven't picked at 3 in a long time. And like when I would pick at 3, I was taking Puka. Actually, I was taking Gibbs there. But now Gibbs is the 102, right? And since that flip has happened, I haven't been taking. I've just not got that position because I'd moved Puka up above Chase. And now that I'm overweight the other 3, when I'm at 4, Puka always goes, or Chase always goes, and I'm left with Puka. So, like, just the way that the drafts have fell, I'm not able to get to Chase. So I did do a draft the other day where I pulled Chase up to the 103. And I think, yeah, like, it's kind of easy to have got there because, like, I loaded up my very first draft and I got Bijan at the 103. But I had Bijan at the 101 clearly the whole time, and Gibbs at the 102 since the before the Monty news. I've kind of had that just as is for a while. The market is now there, and I was hoping to get some picks there to get some Jamar Chase, but it's just not happening. But it's also only on Underdog. On Drafters, Jamar Chase is like my third most owned player. So it's not a player take thing, just a draft position thing. Unlike my CD Lamb. Like, my CD Lamb, I'm like actively trying to get 4%. Not that I think he's a horrible pick. I just like the running back security in that range more based on the wide receivers versus running backs that are available at the 3-4 turn. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing something spicy. Should I do something spicy in this draft or not? I mean, I know you're all gonna say yes. 24% Amon, that feels pretty good. I kind of think Amon should be ahead of CD. I'm at 12% Amon. I kind of want to end between 11 and 12% Amon. That's one of my goals. I want to end at like 12 to 14% Hampton. I really like the Hampton price. So Luke Dog getting weird over there. Achan Bucky stacking. Luke Dog, I don't know what you're doing, but we don't stack week 17 from the previous year. You don't get any points from last year's games. I hate to break it to you, but those games already happened. You're basically a Super Bowl drafter at this point. Like, what are you gonna are you gonna take Sam Darnold to pick 35? What are we doing? No, I think that's fine. You're not gonna get very many HN teams with Bucky Irving, for sure. Like, Bucky's never falling back. So if you want that combination, that you pretty much have to do that. Is Luke Dog related to Snoop Conner? I mean, I'm pretty positive it's 100%. It's a 100% certainty that they're related. So Super Shorty is not afraid to stack the Bengals. I haven't decided what I think there. Like, do I want... So I have made a decision that in total points specifically, I don't want to do that. I think in Underdog, this is perfectly fine. But in a total points format, I don't think I like it at all. I think that it's too thin of a bet to hit in total points. So, I have like 0 AJ Brown. So we're going to try to fix that by taking him twice today. And I guess I have 5%, but I kind of want to be close to the field on him. Get weird here and take, like, I don't think AJ Brown's going to end up being that weird at the end of the day. So at this point, like, I don't think getting weird really matters that much because you could probably just ADP value and some people are going to get those teams. And the players at the 5-6 turn have kind of stayed at the 5/6 turn for a while now. So I've started taking a lot less Bowers as well because I like the Loveland price so much. I think the Loveland price is maybe, I've said it many times. I kind of think it's one of the best prices on the board. But I might just go ahead and do Luther Burden on this team if he makes it to me. I don't see him fall over here too often anymore, though. So good luck, right? Good luck to me. So I actually have about 6% Luther. Like I said, I've been in on Rome over him. I have 11% Rome. And I'm not saying that that's correct, but I want the cheaper version. Like, I have them one spot apart. I just kind of want whichever wide receiver is cheaper. Kind of like the old, like the split backfield. Generally, you just want the cheaper one. That was true until like last year, I think. Or that was the theory. So Travion gets pulled up over here. I was actually entertaining a Travion share on this team. Because Travion's a guy I've been underweight on. I've kind of been expecting Travion to fall, but it definitely doesn't feel like Travion's going to fall. We have a lot of people doing a lot of different things in this draft. Like, I like this Achane, Bucky, Wilson, Loveland. Like, are you big on Garrett Wilson? Like, I want to be like, I'm probably doing the wrong thing. I want to see that they don't have Brady Cook throwing the ball. You know, like, that's all I'm asking. Like, can we get upgraded and Scatabo goes at 44 here? I mean, maybe I do get the Luther Burden here. I mean, if I get the chance between these guys, it's no contest. Or JMO. Actually, we could do the old JMO Gibbs thing if we get the chance. I'm super happy with either one of these things. Steph's going to be disappointed when I take Lamar Jackson. I will say that. I'm not going to let you have nice things, Steph. All right, we get nice things, though. We're about to take Lamar Jackson and then get sniped out of anger on Jared Goff. That's absolutely about to happen. I might. You know, I haven't set a goal. But if we end up getting to 60 likes by the end of this, I'll do a drafters on stream after this draft. And then if not, I'll probably jump on off stream in one. Yeah. Sorry, I guess I'll just take Devontae Adams in round 5. Steph, I guess you get the consolation prize of Zay Flowers Lamar. Chat, everybody blame the one hole here. It's their fault. It's their fault Steph got Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers there. It absolutely isn't my fault. It's not my fault at all. It's absolutely that guy's fault. Only his fault. Not even the 3 holes fault. Nope. Only the 1 holes. I don't know if he moves. I don't know. I really don't know if he moves. I'm kind of assuming that contract wise they can't do anything like until later in the year. And at that point, why not just see what you got at the beginning of the season? If it's still a problem, trade them early in the season because you're gonna have to eat the cap anyway. So I don't really think he gets moved. How are we doing, Gritty? Like, if we don't get to the 60 likes, I'm going to go ahead and, like, I'll fire one up and then I'll log off. But if we get to 60, I'll stream the drafters draft. because I'm in the mood to draft tonight. That is what I'm in the mood for. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to stream a bigger board with Fantasy Dog Pound. Actually got a pretty big week coming up. I have multiple guests. I might be going on another show or two as well. So I'm going to be pretty busy this week. It's gonna be fun. It's always a fun time. Hey, Steph. Remember, I gave you Lamar Jackson out of the goodness of my heart. You need to let me have nice things here, like Jaden Daniels. Because I know the Terry McLaurin drafter is not going to take Jaden Daniels. Actually, I think you should take Lamar Jackson. You should gritty this up. Absolutely. How dare you? How dare you take Jaden Daniels from me? I can't believe you would do that. I think I want. You know what? I'm just going to take Jalen Hurts here and take the time to figure out what I want to do. I'm so confused. What would I ever do? I think there's just such a big drop off here at pretty much every position. So we got Hurts, we got him. I'm just going to take the Jordan Tyson fall. We're just going to take it. We'll figure out running back later. We're going to go we're just going to go absolute hero running back, absolute hero tight end. I may regret it. I may regret accidental caps lock. Hurts. Yeah, we're having a good time. It's a little bored. Why not? I've actually built a cup. Like, I think this double elite is fantastic. Like, you can get Lamar and Jaden Daniels in 5-6 and just be done. And you got you've already got your starters, right? Like, you got 2 decent receivers. You got your double anchor running backs, and Metcalf falls back. Like, that's actually a fire start. I like that. Yeah, I think I would have done that. I think double elite quarterback is something you can do sometimes. Gritty. I don't think me personally, I don't want 75% of my portfolio being double elite, but I absolutely do some. This is fun, like, for sure. I do it when the ADP falls to me. For sure. Yeah, that is a fire. Like, that is a very fun start. You know what's funny? They could have pushed, like, what they don't know, what you didn't know at this pick is you could have taken whoever you want, which probably would have been DK Metcalf, right? And pushed around and got Joe. Oh, Joe Burrow did go. Okay. Never mind. Disregard. Ladies first, took Joe Burrow. My bad. Next up, triple elite. Next. I like that Jackson Dart's now in the 8th round where he's properly priced. Getting that Matt Nagy discount that we all deserve. Yeah, Burrow went before. I think that, like, you're audible to this. It was perfectly fine. Like, if it's not fine, it's on fire, and that makes it fun, you know? So I definitely want, I'm not going to get Dowdle. I know Steph is going to probably take Dowdle or Pollard or going to take one of those. Like, Jared Goff is my next round pick for sure. I don't have any Michael Pittman. I think I'm going to push our I can't really push RB anymore. I'm pretty locked in to. Oh, man. I think I just take a wide receiver here. I'm going to take Addison. I assume Addison gets an upgrade at quarterback. It's divisional correlation to the Gibbs JMO stuff I have going. And as long as the one hold doesn't like take Goff here unstacked, I'm good. So I get some divisional correlation. And I'm done at quarterback with Jalen Hurts stacked up and Jared Goff. We got the Gibbs JMO double. We got the Jordan Addison bring back possibility. Steph gets the Pollard wraparound. I think, I feel pretty positive that they're going to take Jeremiah Love, but I do think that Pollard's still going to have a little bit of a role there. I don't know if he's going to be worth this pick, but I think that that's going to end up hurting Tajay Spears a lot more than Pollard. We did see in college, like both of them, Spears and Pollard can both do the receiving work, right? But Jeremiah Love is really good at the receiving work as well. I could see them like understanding that they're a building team and using Pollard a lot this year and kind of spelling Jeremiah Love and using him not to his fullest ability, which fantasy people will hate. But for a franchise decision, like let him learn behind a pro, like let him have the bulk of the snaps, like 60%, but still let Pollard have like 40% and be a useful RB, right? Do week 17 matchups repeat 2 years in a row, like Detroit, Minnesota, if possible? I mean, as we discussed earlier today, you absolutely get points for stacking last year's week 17. I don't know if you guys heard it, but earlier in the contest, I was commending Luke Dog here. I was telling him how smart he was for stacking last year's week 17. And I decided that with nobody paying attention, that I was going to go ahead and do the same thing. That's absolutely what happened. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, right? We're still like, so we need 7 more likes to do the drafters draft. I'm perfectly fine doing the drafters offline. But I will fire one up for Gritty and for the other guys. Yeah, great minds, exactly, right? Yeah, great minds. I really want to take a receiver here, but I really shouldn't. We are still stacking that week 17 from last year here with Jordan Mason. This kind of feels like a Jonah Coleman team, if I can get him. I want one of these two for sure. How dare you take Jonah Coleman whenever I lay dibs? I said dibs. Come on, guy. I said dibs on Jonah Coleman. That's good stuff. I really don't want any. I'll take a Steph Diggs fall here. He's fallen further, I know, but I don't absolutely need him. And I'm gonna like the RBs that are back around here quite a bit more than the ones I would have taken there. If I would have taken an RB there, I would have pulled somebody up about 25 picks. So, and there's multiple I'm going to like on the way back around. So, and I mean, we do have Jahmyr Gibbs, right? By the way, if you're just popping in, if you could smash a like, I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give me a sub. We hit 450 today. Hopefully we keep 450. We hit it yesterday and dropped. So hopefully we can keep it. Hopefully we actually blow past it. But at 500 subs, I'll be doing a 12-hour live stream. Looking forward to that. Absolutely. It'll be a good time. So let's go through my team real quick. We have a 2-2-6-1. We have Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Dunn at quarterback. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Mason. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, J-Mo, Devontae Adams, Jordan Tyson, Adonai Mitchell, Jordan Addison, Stephon Diggs, and elite tight end, Brock Bowers. Let's see what Steph's been doing over there. Up to no good in the 4-hole. Jamar Chase, Chase Brown. Passes on round 3, Joe Burrow. Like, what are you thinking? Take Kenneth Walker over Joe Burrow? Why? Then Zay Flowers. And, of course, you got to stack Zay Flowers with Lamar Jackson. Then Jaden Daniels, because I like running quarterbacks. DK Metcalf, Rico Dowdle, Tony Pollard, Jawan Jennings, Kenny Sadiq. I actually love this team. It's really fun. I love running quarterbacks. Hey, what's up, Dog Pound? Let me know what time, like whenever you figure out what time works for you, like sometime tomorrow, just message it. Like, we can figure it out. Like, I don't want you to rush to get your kids to bed or anything. Like I said, I have all night to be online, so just whenever it works for you, we'll be all good. All right, so hopefully we can get some of these RBs I like back. Rachaad White's definitely one of them. They're going right here, though. They did not. I'm going to take Emmett Johnson here. I'm still in. And I know maybe I just do the maybe I do it, maybe I don't. Do I do it? Do I don't? Do it, don't, do it, don't. What don't do it. What are we doing? We doing it? Finally, you helped me out. All right, we got Rachaad White there. We got Emmett Johnson. we're yeah, I'm super ready. I've only done one bigger board, and it has Rashee Rice on it. He was like, I had him at the end of that tier before the news broke. I got him at 20. I think it was 27. I mean, actually, let's go look at what my big board was, or my bigger board. Right here, bigger board. Let's see what happened. San Francisco, Seattle, Kirk Cousins. So, all about the same ADP. Gibbs, Brown, Judkins, Emmett Johnson, way before ADP. Winning, George Halani for the Sam Halani thing. That was on 2-7. Look at this guy drafting George Halani on 2-7. Rashee Rice at 26. McLaurin, Evans, Pearsall, Shaheed, Horton, Flournoy, Jeremy Bernard, Bond. I think it's not dead, right? Like, I didn't draft Derek Carr on it this time. You took my running back, so I took your guy. Little board's fun. Do you think underdog will? I hope they do what they did last year. I hope next year. I hope they're dumb enough to throw a little board 2 out the week of the like on the Saturday before the NFL draft for 4 days, like, and make it a 50 max, and then allow 40% overlay on it. That's what I hope they do, because I can make sure I'm off work to draft all 50 of them and not auto them. I will absolutely take time off work to do that. I may be a DGen, but I don't. Like, I'm absolutely DGen, and I make zero effort to hide it. None. Zero effort. I will not hide it. It is what it is. Deal with it. Or don't. Like, that's what it is. We got 49 still watching. We got 57 likes. 3 more likes, and we're going to do a drafters after this on stream. I believe in you guys. We can get to 50. Or we can get 60. All right, so I would love to get Actually, I'm going to take Njoku here if he falls. I'm going to take the Aaron Jones fall now as well. I guess his ADP is kind of around there, but Njoku is semi-rumored to go to the Eagles, and I want one of these two as long as I can get one of them. Like, I don't know the Njoku. Like, my prediction is that Njoku ends up in. So on Thursday night, I made this, and I have Njoku going to the Panthers. And obviously, this isn't going to happen. But this was what I had projected out. Just kind of, I did it in like 35 minutes. I know I missed some names and stuff. But Aaron Jones going to the Bucks to replace the Rachaad White role now that Sean Tucker's gone kind of makes some sense. Brian Robinson going to the Vikings, and then them, like, in this, my thought is Robinson goes to the Vikings. They have Mason already, and then they draft him at Johnson. That's my thought process here. Algier to the Chiefs is something I've been saying for 2 months. I'm recently getting a feeling that I like Rico Dowdle to the Seahawks. It feels like what they want. He's like a slightly weaker Charbonnet. So I think that would make a lot of sense for them. Get a 1-year prove-it deal. I landed on ETN to the Broncos before we really landed. Like as soon as we found out that they got involved in the Demont thing, that means that they're willing to spend and like they're probably a little more out on Harvey. I think this would be a really good fit for the team. I don't know how great it would be for fantasy because I think they'd use everybody. Yeah, you're in on that. Absolutely. What's up? How we doing? One more like for a 4th draft, which will be a drafters. I know not everybody likes the drafter stuff, but drafters fans need love too. Remember everybody, drafters fans need love too. I've been on so long that my server mute I put on my server is gone. Because sounds get to me. Yeah, I would love them to do that, fumble the bag again. That'd be the best. But yeah, Njoku plus Bowers is enough. Like, we feel really good about this team. We waited on RB. Like, I would love to get Torrey Horton here. I think Brian Robinson's a really good pick. Tank Bigsby is probably like, is Tank Bigsby negatively correlated with Jalen Hurts, or is it positively correlated? Right? Like, which way does that run? We were talking about not taking Singleton last time. Let's take that shot here. We're going to take the shot. We got Aaron Jones. We got Rachaad White. We got Mason. And then we have 2 upside swings in Emmett Johnson and Nicholas Singleton. I probably would like to get... What do we want here? Do we want... I think I'm just going to take another running back. Do I want Claiborne, though? Do I want the upside swing? I think we still need one light, guys. I'm gonna take B-Rob. B-Rob has a better chance to land in a good spot. And with how bad Bigsby is at pass catching, I don't really like the Jalen Hurts with him. I do think it probably is, like, it's probably just neutral, right? Like, it's neutral for over the course of a season in my mind. And my mind is doing math on a whim, right? Like, we're not actually using stats. We're using made up, like, we're just sticking it out there and seeing what feels good, right? So But I just kind of think that it, like, in a single week, only one of them, like, I don't think we're going to have a week where both Jalen Hurts and Tank Bigsby is kind of what you needed, right? But it could be to where, like, Tank Bigsby is awesome one week and then Jalen Hurts is really good the next week because of the passing profile that Bigsby has. Now, like Saquon, we know can catch the ball. So I just think there's a very small chance for Bigsby, like, in the finals, right? The finals week. And yes, I get it. Like, this is no capital. And I also have Jared Goff. So, like, it's very possible for Hurts to suck that week and we still get there with the Goff stack, because it is a Goff double, right? With the Bigsby hit. Like, I totally get that. But it's probably positive overall for advance rate for sure. But in the single week, I wonder if it's positive or negative. All right, so we're looking for some spike week here at wide receiver. We have AJ, we have JMO, we have Adams, Tyson, Diggs. Actually, yeah, if Diggs signs anywhere, like, we're probably not in on the spike week stuff, right? We probably just need some floor. I think the Darnell Mooney thing makes some sense here. Maybe the Tez Johnson stuff. Maybe Kyle Williams. We're going to go with Mooney. We're going to... UC 60? Do you? I'll believe you. It's showing 59 for me, but I think mine is usually off by... Mine's usually, like, on the YouTube side, it usually shows one less than it actually is supposed to be. Let's go with my ranks. Let's take my boy Bryce Lance. I love Bryce Lance. He got a good combine. I believe he's gonna, like, I was taking a share or two of him. Like, I was gonna be like 2% owned on Bryce Lance when I thought he was gonna be a 4th or 5th round pick. Now that he's, like, locked into a 3rd round, I'm pretty in on him. Tank Bigsby will have 0 receptions all year. Then week 17. Yeah. And it won't even be that. It'll be a backwards pass that they rule as a forward pass that should have never counted. Cheers to 60. There we go. It just updated. And we got a couple subs. We've got 3 subs today, so thank you all for subbing. I appreciate it. If we keep that up, we'll have a 12-hour live stream post NFL draft. Absolutely look forward to it. So we will be doing a drafters after this. Hopefully, like, there's a drafters up right now that's only 4 to fill. We'll let that fill. We got 48 watching. We should be able to get several people in there. Then once that fills, I will jump in to the fresh lobby whenever I see it. I'll review my team. I'll review other teams as well while we're waiting. And if I don't get to a team before, like, the drafters lobby fills, we will. Yeah, I see that. But I still need to do the reviews. So hopefully that fills, and then the crew, because I know like 6 people that are in this lobby, like watching right now, have drafters account and drafts with me all the time. Like Gritty will draft, Alex will draft, I will draft. By the way, if you're new to drafters, I have a promo code there. Promo code WHO, capital H with 2 little O's for 100% deposit match for up to $100. Also, if you use that code and it doesn't work, please let me know. Nobody's used it for the last few months. It was working up until like October for sure. But if it's not working, I just want to know so I can get a hold of drafters. Somebody said that they tried to use it and it didn't work, but I think they entered it in incorrectly based on what they told me. So let me know if you do use that. Let's go with some Jalen Royals, a player who I'm not a fan of. Actually, audible, audible. Devon Bailey, audible. Well, it's still 8 of 12. Did we audible? We audibled. With the Tyson plus Diggs, who may not be on a team, and Bryce Lance and Darnell Mooney. Like Darnell Mooney's going to be on a team, but that's a pretty thin wide receiver core with AJ Brown, the Spike Week champion, Adams, Addison, another Spike Week champion. Like just somebody who can catch some balls here and there. Like because there's a lot of risk in this room, but a lot of upside. Anyway, we got a 2-7-9-2. We got Jalen Hurts. We have Jared Goff. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Mason, Emmett Johnson, Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Nicholas Singleton, Brian Robinson. I know. I'm awesome. You guys don't have to tell me. Absolute fire. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Jameson Williams, Devontae Adams, Jordan Tyson, Jordan Addison. Stacking Jordans. Correlation is king. Stephon Diggs, Darnell Mooney, Bryce Lance, and the audible of Devon Bailey. Tight ends, Brock Bowers, and David Njoku. I think it's a pretty solid team. I don't think it's elite. It's very risky, but it's got an insane amount of upside. We got so the drafters lobby. Hold on. Every time I see him, I think I need more Isaiah Bond. Yeah, I have a little bit of Isaiah Bond. So for those of you who are paying attention, we're going to review all these teams, and whenever the drafters lobby is fresh, let me know. I'll jump in. But we're going to go ahead and review these teams. It still needs 2 in the current lobby. We have super short. And if you're in here and you would like a review and I don't go over your team, let me know. I'll go back to it. Steph here has a 2-6-9-3. Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels. Where do you get your ideas? RB, Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker, Rico, Tony Pollard, Sean Tucker, Kamani Vidal. Vidal is one of my favorite clicks. I love that he got the exclusive rights tag. Like he got this signing on that. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Flowers, Metcalf. Like the Metcalf fall makes this team so good. Juwan Jennings, Jaden Higgins. How dare you steal Omar Cooper? He's always mine. Torrey Horton. Also, I think those are, hold on a second. We're going to go to my exposures real quick. So 2 of my top 3 exposures are on your team. Awesome wide receiver room. Looks like you know ball. This guy, and this guy. Man, like you absolutely know ball. Look at that. Those 2. Only smart people draft them. Rashad Bateman, Antonio Williams. Tight ends, Kenyon Sadiq, Chig, and Kate Otten. That's actually not awful. Like tons of upside there. And if it takes Sadiq a while to get going, like they'll at least get some points. This is super fun. I like this a lot with the Lamar Zay and Jaden Daniels. Down to 7 of 12. Yeah, it's super fun. It's a super fun team. Like I do really like it. Antonio Williams is somebody that I'm interested in as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and enter the drafters right now. We have 2 spots left. I'm gonna continue reviewing these teams. I'm sure that's gonna fill pretty quick. So we got ladies first here as well. We got a 3-6-8-3. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Flacco. The Joe Flacco, you don't see it much, but there is talk that they're going to start possibly in like Atlanta. Ashton Genty, Travis Etienne, Algier, Tajay Spears, Ray Davis, Damon Claiborne. This is a really fun running back room. A lot of uncertainty, but like I really like it. Amon Ra, T. Higgins stacked up, Mike Evans, Jaden Reed, Jalen Coker, Dobbs, McMillan, Bernard. I need more Dobbs. I don't find my way to him a lot, but I do think he's a good click. Tight ends, Britton Strange, Eli Stowers, and Jonnu Smith. We are in over here. We got the 104. Once again, we're going to get Jamar Chase. We have Gritty at the 3. We got the 4. We have Alex at the 5. We have Terry Rice at the 10. We have N French at the 11. So good luck to everybody. I will go back and review those other teams while we are doing this. Puka or Chase. Come on. You see, you might go CMC. Gritty may go CMC. Gotta have a brand. I love it, Gritty. I'll take Puka here. I don't have a whole lot of Puka over here. I will get back to that, but I do need to do the other. There was one more. Luke Dog. Need to do a Luke Dog team. A 3-5-9-3. We have Jackson Dart, Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy, running backs Achane, Bucky for the division for the Week 17 game stack from last year. Super smart. Only smart people do this. Bashal Tootin, James Conner, Jonathan Brooks. That's actually for pulling him up. It feels just fine. Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas, Alec Pierce, Concepcion, Shaheed, Judy, DK, Cooper Kupp, Ryan Flournoy. Hit it with volume. I like a lot of the names. It could easily get there. Loveland, Hawkinson, and Waller. I would have added another running back over other than Waller, but I get it. You're looking for a stack there. Really solid team. I would have just made that little minor thing. It's round 20. It doesn't matter that much. All right, we're back over here. We ended up with Puka at the 104. Thanks everybody for tuning in, listening for a while. Love to get 60 likes. It feels awesome. We've had 40 concurrent viewers the entire time. That is awesome. I'm hoping to start. I may have a guest lined up for next Sunday night. I don't want to commit to it yet. But me and this person have been talking about it a little bit, so I'm hoping that doesn't fall through. Nice teams. Yeah. Which one? All of them that I draft ever? I know. Thanks. You're welcome to get to witness greatness. So like the one I drafted, there was one I drafted like 3 weeks ago to where I tried this. I think it was this exact start, and like 0 running backs came back at every level. And I didn't take my first running back till like 87. And it's like the worst team I've drafted the entire offseason. It looked so bad. It was so bad. This is how my first Chase team. Oh, you got Chase at 5? Oh yeah, I guess you did. Yeah, so like I was saying, I have 49 teams. I have 18% Jamar Chase, but like 3% Puka. And on Underdog, I have 3% Chase and 12% Puka. So it's just a matter of where I pick, mostly. So Gritty, hitting it hard. I do have a question for you, Gritty. You don't have to divulge information if you don't want. But early on in drafters, I mean, I was planning on taking Bucky here. We'll take some Malik Neighbors. So early on in drafters, were you auto drafting a little bit, or were you? Because I seen a certain thing happen that looked like maybe you auto drafted with weird settings, or maybe you were trying something different. I won't divulge what you were doing. Like if you want me to ask, I can. It looked a little weird. I didn't know if it was an intentional thing or not. But yeah, we love this start. We got Puka, Chase Brown, and Neighbors. I get it. Neighbors should be devalued a little bit on this site based on the fact that he's not going to hit see all the weeks, right? You're always on the right side of the board on drafters. I think on drafters, the right side of the board may be better because although I do think Bijan and Gibbs are insane, I do think that any one of these RBs, including Derrick Henry, could have a similar year to what these guys do. Like if these guys don't get their like 10% outcome, I think at least one of this group of guys kind of competes, like sort of competes with them, but you get a much better talent in the second round, right? No auto drafts on the one, except the one time you took a phone call. Oh, okay. So you did a whole batch of them. It was like 3 or 4 teams that I seen, to where you took 5 tight ends, but you took like, they were all kind of in the middle, right? They were from like round 7 to like round 14. But you were stacking them all with the quarterbacks. It was like Jake Ferguson with Dak, stuff like that. I just wondered, like, the 5 tight ends with that much capital, it just looked a little odd, is all. Like, I don't hate, like, even 4 tight ends with that much capital. Like, I think my best finishing drafters team of all time, wasn't as high as yours last year, but it was 150th last year. It was actually a round 7, round 10, round 11 tight end. It was 3 tight ends. If you count, like, but that was also a, what do we want here? I'm going to take Terry here. I know Lamar's not coming back, right? I was just kind of curious. Like, so like, I do think that the 3 solid tight end thing could absolutely work because I've seen it work on one of my teams. I was just kind of curious of the extra 2, like with that much capital. It was all. I'm sure you have a method to it, and I'm not hating on it. I was just kind of curious because I seen a couple teams like that, and I was wondering on it. That's it. I think I've also seen you do, like, I like a lot of the things I see you do in thought. Something you may do in this draft, we'll see, is something that I think is a solid strategy as well. I'll be able to tell with this pick if it's the same thing. But I like your start so far. Yeah, that's kind of the route I thought you were like. We'll discuss it later. I think it's something that is a solid idea. I'm gonna go ahead and take Carnell Tate here. We're gonna run the hero running back with Chase Brown, and now that we've got wide receiver through the flex, like, we're gonna try everything we can to avoid taking a wide receiver in 6-7. You hear that? Second time. That's 2 times today that I've accidentally said that. You're all welcome. You all control me. You can all unfollow me. You're welcome. Sorry I just ruined your life. If your kid walked by, I just ruined your next hour and a half. I get it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. He said it. He said the thing. He said it. Yeah, I like the 4 tight end stuff you're doing. Because like I do look at your builds. I think you put a lot of thought into what you're doing. So I like to look at it and see what I can look at, like what I see out of it. So we got Chase Brown, we got Puka, we got Neighbors, we have Terry McLaurin, we have Carnell Taters. The Taters. I mean, if Jaden Daniels makes it back, we absolutely smash Jaden Daniels, right? Zero question. Jaden, to me, is absolutely what I would do if it happens. If it doesn't happen, I'm not really that upset. So Henderson, I think, is like, I think you go in with like multiple plans, and if X happens, you do X, Y, and if option 1 happens, you take it, and if option 1 doesn't happen, you convert into like this other style of build, like stylized build. It's kind of what I think you're gonna do, and I'm pretty positive I know your pick here, assuming I don't take this guy. But I'll let you have fun. I'll see if you do what I think you're gonna do. Because the Travion with Ramondre stack is something that a lot of people, very, very few people are doing, and I think it's fine. I've seen you do it a couple times. I think it's actually pretty fine. Like especially with like a hero CMC kind of thing going, because the Patriots are going to score a whole bunch of points. We're doing total points. If we just don't know, they also don't have awesome receivers, right? So one of those two should probably spike somewhat every week. I don't know that the capital is right for it, but I like the idea of it. So we're going to do something that's going to make a lot of people like sick to their stomach here. What up? How we doing? It's an owl, sir. I'm an owl. Get it right. We're going to pull Jackson Dart up. We got the Neighbors fall with the Puka Brown Neighbors thing here. So we're going to play in that Carnell Tate also goes to the Giants. We're just going to double stack Jackson Dart, I guess. Honestly, I would prefer that Tate doesn't go to the Giants for this build. How we doing? There you go. We got it. Nailed it. Whenever I get to 500 subs, by the way, I'm absolutely making an entire line of owl emojis. I haven't started working on them yet, but I need to. Whenever we get pretty close, I'm going to start working on them. So if you guys want to be able to spam owl emojis in the chat, prepare. Y'all aren't ready for this. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely going to stylize them a little bit. I think the little cartoon owl I have is pretty sick. I probably going to make it more stylized into like a medieval look, since that's kind of my personal vibe. So anything crazy going on in this room? Like, we got the triple elite over here. We got Gritty's got CMC, Josh Allen, AJ Brown stacked up with Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Travion, Brian Thomas. Anyone you're trying to draft more or in test? Tyler Algier, like, who's still on the board and probably not going to make it back to me. But Tyler Algier is like one of the ones I think is going to move up the most. Either Algier or Dowdle is going to get an insane landing spot. One of those two is going to get an awesome landing spot. So I think those two are really, really good buys right now. So I would, as a football fan, I would love to see him go there. As a Zay Flowers drafter, I don't want to see that. As a Zay Flowers fan, I don't want to see that at all. Right? Like that would be very bad for Zay Flowers. Yeah, like now that they got Crosby, they pretty much can't afford to get AJ Brown based on the prices. Unless they're willing, because they don't have a first next year. They would have to trade away a really, really big piece, right? To get him. All right. So I would love to get either Tucker Kraft or Matthew Stafford back here. I didn't expect Kraft to go. Is Gritty going to go 4 quarterback? You going to do it to me, Gritty? He's thinking about it. Look at it. He's thinking about it. Like, man, I could go 4 quarterbacks here and ruin whose day. No, I think I'd be fine. I'd take Jadarian Price probably if that happened. So we get our second QB. We get Puka stacked up with Matt Stafford. So our team right now, Jackson Dart, Matt Stafford, Chase Brown, Bashal Tootin, Rico Dowdle. Wide receivers, Puka, Neighbors, McLaurin, Tate. I think that if my free agents mock is correct, which we all know that I'm not going to miss any of this, like this is still going to happen. I don't care they have TJ Hawkinson it's still happening. But we all know this is like 100% accurate here, right? No way any of this is wrong. But if Rachaad White goes to the Jaguars, I think that's a pretty solid. Like I think that's very bullish for Bashal Tootin, because I do think that he will eat out a role, right? But he'll get all the third down work. But Tootin will still be the goal line guy. They actively didn't want Rachaad White on the goal line in Tampa. And Jacksonville was trying to use Tootin in the goal line. And I think that it would be more like a 1-2 down thumper with Tootin. And I think Rachaad White would be the third down change of pace guy, like the third down pass down block or guy, right? Like he's still one of the best pass blockers in the league at running back. So I personally think that a Rachaad White signing to the Jaguars is bullish for Bashal Tootin. The problem is that LeQuint Allen is a solid player. I really like LeQuint Allen. It would be bad for them, but Rachaad White knows the Liam Cohen offense. So, like to me, that's an under talked about thing that could like. I know over the last week some people have been bringing it up. I've been talking about that for 2 months. Like since January, I've been saying I think it's pretty possible that we get Rachaad White there. And the more things are starting to shake out, we're definitely not getting ETN back, it looks like. So it only makes sense for them to take somebody who Mike Washington over Jadarian Price is interesting. I'm not there. What's going on here with Southpaw? You got Omarion Hampton at 9, Olave at 16, Ladd McConkey, Flowers at 40, Drake May, Alec Pierce. You got the stack there. Pulled up Jordan Mason way up the board. Mike Washington. I'm very interesting. Interesting is the word I'm going to use. I mean, I'm sure Alex is going to take the gigantic, insane fall on Tony Pollard. But if he does, okay, he didn't get the chance to. I'll take the Xavier Worthy fall. Shout out the Jackrabbits. Are a sneaky tight end university. Yeah, they really are. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, sticking with me. had a pretty good stream. I've had a great time. Been live way longer than I expected. I've been up for 18 out 19 hours. I don't know. So funny story. I was talking to my boss today because I was training all day. So while I train, I just stand there and watch somebody work and like try to correct them in like the most nerve-wracking way you possibly can do, right? Because like if something goes wrong, like thousands of dollars are just lost instantly. But whatever, right? Like it's not my money. But like I was like, man, I'm very tired, telling my manager. And she was like, I'm like, yeah, I think that hour of sleep really messed with me today. And she was like, well, I didn't lose an hour. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I set my alarm and my phone didn't reset right. And I woke up an hour late. So if that would have happened to me, I wake up like at the moment I have to get to work. Like it's like I wake up, run to the bathroom, brush my teeth, throw something in the container, get out the door, drive to work. I give myself like I get to work like 10, 15 minutes early. That happens to me. They're just getting a call. Don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think it was in the cards for me to come to work today. So, but yeah, I don't take a ton of KC Concepcion. This is full point PPR. I have Puka, I have McLaurin, I have Worthy here. Like, I definitely need to get. This is going to be a 4 tight end team, I think. I definitely need to get another running back of some sort. Probably 2 of them down here. Yeah, these are. Gritty's really into Kyle Pitts, Kincaid, and Ferg. I've noticed your Ferg ranking is pretty high. And it makes some sense, right? Like, if you're, I don't know where you're at on George Pickens, but if you're pretty out on George Pickens overall, being high on Ferg and Flournoy makes a lot of sense, right? Like, if you think that George Pickens is going to cause problems and not be there early, right? Like, it makes sense to be overweight on Ferguson and on Ryan Flournoy. Now, I think Ryan Flournoy and Ferguson are solid picks at ADP even without that, but they do have an upside on top of it, right? Brandon Ayuk goes at 136. I'm not going to lie. I don't love the JCM price, but I will take a share of JCM at 140. I know, once again, I'm sure Bigfoot's just going to scoop all the value, like all the value, just all the way down the board. Just value, value, value. Nope, Tyrone Tracy. Which one do you want? You get a pick. I take the other one. I'm glad I'm like full fade on Trey Benson. I know that. Like, there we go. We got a JCM share, guys. That may be my first one on Drafters. Yeah, right. Yeah, I seen the Ayuk. I wasn't gonna say it, but I was like, well, they probably know they have to take Ayuk here if they've drafted with Gritty, like, because I was really surprised to see you pass on Matthew Golden, because I know you're really big into Matthew Golden this year. Because I was thinking about Golden over Concepcion. I was surprised to see him pass you there at 123. So, I mean, we're gonna get Debo here again, maybe. Actually, we got Rashad White, Cam Ward. What do we got? Travis Hunter, Debo. We don't have any tight ends yet. I think we just. I'm just going to take George Kittle here. I'm going to take 4 tight ends on this team. So why not take the one? Like, if we're going to throw a bunch of crap together here, why not take the guy who's going to miss like 6 to 10 weeks, but has like 20-point ceiling every week when he comes back? Like, I think that ceiling matters a lot in these zero rooms. So now I can just wait till like the end and still have some upside there. 7th round rookie in a 3-man backfield, got 900 yards and a TD, considered to be a failure because he didn't live up to preseason hype. He's the only running back Commanders have in contract right now. Solid floor, high ceiling, 8 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure. I guess Rodriguez is a free agent, isn't he? I'm just I'm fairly positive they either sign somebody or draft Jeremiah Love. And the problem is that, like, yes, he had those stats, and I get it. They could have been a lot better if Jaden Daniels was on the team or was healthy, but like Bill, like he kept getting pushed down the board. Like they kept using Rodriguez over him, like continually using Rodriguez over him when he was fully healthy. That's the problem. Like, it's that the coaching staff, and yes, I get it, it's year 2, all that. Like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting there. I think they add more than one name. I think they definitely add one in free agency, and I think they definitely add one in the draft. Maybe I'm wrong. His name is Bill. What's not to like, says Bill. Have you ever heard of the tale of James Robinson? The difference is James Robinson was undrafted, right? I mean, I will absolutely. How dare you? It's like you knew what I was going to do. I'll take Alvin Kamara here, though. I'm fine with that. It's like you knew. All right, so I feel pretty good about my build right now. Might want one more. Like, I think I'm going to just start taking some tight ends. Like, just whatever tight ends. Theo's actually the number 1 I want because I have Jackson Dart. Yeah, because like Bill was 7th round and James Robinson was undrafted. Yeah, like Isaiah Pacheco, right? Same thing. Like, yeah, part of Pacheco's was that he got hurt, but like that, it's still part of the process, right? Like, teams will move on from these guys, even like chew them up, spit them out, give them something. He and Chuba are your 2 highest owned running backs. Rico on his way out. Brooks is made of glass. No arguments there. And Rico's going to get more money, I think, than people think. I think Rico gets an $8 million, like a 3-year, $20 million deal. Maybe. maybe I'm wrong. 5 tight ends it is, says Gritty. So not only did we discuss why you were doing this, you also showed us that I wasn't lying and that you do this. Like, I appreciate you confirming that I'm not a liar, Gritty. I appreciate it. uh, like I definitely like to like talk to you sometime, like offline or whatever, about why you like this. I'm really glad you took Andrews because I wanted Theo for the stack, but Andrews was he's just a good price, right? Like that's just a really good price. So Dart, Stafford. I might add another Chase Brown, Tootin, Dowdle, Merritt. I think I want another running back here. I could take Claiborne or Singleton. I definitely want one of these tight ends first, though. That's the docket one for me, is one of those tight ends. I'm going to take another wide receiver, but it doesn't have to be yet. No, I like that's a good value on like I have heard some rumblings that like I heard some rumblings, I guess they're invalid, like since they now don't have the 14th overall pick. But while they had the 14th overall pick, I heard some rumblings that they may have been interested in Sadiq, which I wouldn't have liked for them. Like what they did is so much better than taking Sadiq. Yeah, we're gonna take the Helmster here. Get our third tight end, and then we're going to hit a running back. We could go Singleton, we could go Naj, we could go Ray Day. I like any of those. Actually, we may just change, like you make a U-turn and take Ryan Flournoy here. I'm kind of thinking that the Rams are going to sign somebody like Tyreek Hill. Like I think I could see Tyreek Hill, if he passes his physical midsummer, signing with the Rams for a Super Bowl run. Yeah, let's take Singleton here. We have Chase Brown, we have Tootin, Rico, Merritt at 141, Kamara 165, Singleton. I think that I own a I'm back. I downloaded a video game the other day, and I set up a mouse thing for it. I clicked my side button mouse, and what I didn't know is that if I click that on accident, uh, it's total magic. Now you see me, now you don't. But when I hit that button, it removed me from StreamYard. It backed me out of the page. So I'm definitely gonna have to rebind that. Definitely need to rebind that. Yeah, so Ione's getting a ton of buzz. Like I'm pretty sure. Like I wonder if the Rams are gonna take him at 13. I know they kind of need tackle more, but there's a lot of team that needs interior offensive linemen. There for a while I was thinking he may fall to the Chargers, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore at all. So, all right, so I kind of want a wide receiver that's going to. I just want one that's going to get some points at any point. Dart. We could take Malik Washington. Let's take Malik Washington. Why not? I was really hoping that Colby Parkinson would make it back. He sometimes falls to the very last round. I was really hoping to get one of those guys there. But I want to thank everybody who stayed through the disaster of me leaving the stream. You guys are real. Yeah, it's my real peeps, you know. So we got what do we want to do here? I think I just want to take Chig, honestly. Yeah, Chig's the right answer for me. Dart and Stafford. Like, I could see the Rams taking Concepcion at 13 as well. Because that style of player would fit perfectly into the McVay offense. He does have the ability to go outside if he needs to as well. Maybe so. Puka, Neighbors, Terry, Tate, Worthy, Concepcion. I do think I want another spike week guy at wide receiver. You start 3 wide receivers every week. I kind of like Skylar Bell. But we're definitely going to be done after this. If we get 65 likes, that'd be fantastic. We're 64. I'm super happy with today. I've had a great time. I will definitely review my team. I will review Gritty's team. I will review anybody in my chat that wants a review. Say something in the chat. I will review it, and then I will be logging off until 4 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, we still got time. We still got a few minutes. I'm assuming BBG's live now. I'm definitely going to hop on over there whenever I'm done. I had to support the people who were supporting me today, so I appreciate it. So we got man, Keenan Allen just sounds so gross, don't he? It just sounds so gross. Kirk Cousins, Gino, Mariota, Derek Carr. We haven't heard anything on Derek Carr for a little bit either. That was kind of steamy early on. We just haven't heard anything on it. Have you guys heard the random news of like Jalen Naylor supposedly going to get a big contract? It feels weird when your scroll gets sniped, doesn't it? It feels really weird. All right, we will. I'll go through your team as well. I'm assuming you're watching on X. If you could go to Who Hames on YouTube and give me a sub, I would appreciate it. I'll review your team either way, but I would appreciate a follow if you're not following me over on YouTube. We're going to try to get to 500 subs before the draft. If we do that, and we're on pace to do that, we're going to do a 12-hour live stream, and we're going to draft on Drafters, Underdog, and DraftKings during that post-NFL draft. So my team, we have a 2-6-8-4. Not my normal build, but most of my teams in a gritty room aren't normal builds. We got Jackson Dart, Matthew Stafford, stopped at 2. Running backs, Chase Brown, Bashaw Tootin, Rico Dowdle, JCM at 141, Alvin Kamara at 165, Nicholas Singleton, 196. Wide receivers, Puka, big fall on Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Carnell Tate, Xavier Worthy, Casey Concepcion, Malik Washington, and my very first share of Jalen Naylor in 150 teams on all the sites. I am starting to buy in that he's weirdly going to get more money than we expect. And then we took George Kittle, expecting him to miss like the first 8 weeks or so. But we backfilled it to get the spike weeks at the end. Theo Johnson, Gunnar Helm, and Chig. I think it's a solid team. I do kind of want, like, I feel almost thin at running back and almost thin at wide receiver, but it definitely has paths to get big spike weeks the entire season. The running back definitely feels thinner, but I think it's a very solid team. Yeah, like it's one of those, like, it doesn't feel awesome at any position, but it feels strong enough to put up a fight in most situations. Gritty has a 3.485. Josh Allen, Lamar, Jalen Hurts. Running backs: CMC, Travion, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris. So for me, like, this is why I was asking you about the 5 tight end thing. Like, I'll give you my honest opinion on it. Like, I think even the Kyle Pitts, Kincaid plus Ferg, like, I'm not saying that I love doing that, but I think that if you stopped there, you're still incredibly far ahead at tight end. And it's going to help fill your flex a lot, because the tight end spike reasonably, like, they get a touchdown, 40 yards or whatever. It's a decent spike. Like, I think if you stop there and you take those 2 picks and add depth at running back, like, this team is probably absolute fire. Other than other than spending, in most people's opinion, too much capital at quarterback. But, like, I think you just needed more. Like, CMC is awesome, right? If he's number 1 overall and he stays healthy, like, you don't want to lose because you don't have depth at this other position, right? Like what are you doing in bye weeks is my question. Because in these bye weeks, you may actually take a 0, right? So whenever I look over this, that's what I think. Like, I think that I don't necessarily think that even 3 tight ends with high capital, like, I don't think it's optimal in most scenarios, but yeah, I like it. The extra 2 and only 4 running backs, like, I personally think you need more capital there, is all. Wide receivers: AJ Brown, Brian Thomas, Quentin Johnson. The big Travis Hunter swing, I don't mind it. Way before ADP, but, like, if that's a hit, the ADP, it doesn't really matter. How we doing, Two Mules? I meant to say something earlier. I did see your chat. Sorry about that. Dude, that's awesome. Hope she had an awesome day. Hope you had a good day. AJ, so I like this wide receiver room. Adonai Mitchell, Keon Coleman, Kirk, and Chase Claypool. You got to hit him, right? You got to hit him with the gritty at the end. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever you put the post out, that DJ Moore is gonna be teammates with Chase Claypool again, like, I hadn't even thought about that. Like, that was awesome. Like, that is pretty hilarious. Yeah, so let's say family is temporary, big boards are forever. So, like, let me explain, like, try to explain my thought on that. Like, let's say it is number 1 and number 2 overall, right? You're still going to get a 0 possibly on both of those bye weeks for your number 2. You also aren't going to be able to run flex at your running back position very often. Like, and generally the running back flexes, since you only go 3 deep versus the 4th deep at wide receiver, and running backs generally score the most points, your running back flex is going to score a higher point total, and you're limiting your options to do that. But anyway, tight end: Kyle Pitts, Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, Mark Andrews. And I totally get this Andrews ADP. But yeah, I do think that like a lot of things I personally wouldn't do, a lot of things that are fun to do every once in a while. I just think if you cut any two of these tight ends and make them running backs, that this has a much higher success rate to hit your flex at a high point. To if you hit your bets that you're making on your season, it increases your odds to do better. Yeah, I'm not shading it at all. I'm just saying like I think that part of the idea could be fun, and part of the idea like it just needs a little honing, right? Like I'm not even saying take away the top 3. Like would I do it? Probably not, right? Would it be fun to do here and there? Probably. Absolutely. But yeah. We'll go through if you have any questions or any rebuttal, like I feel free to talk about it. Oh, somebody stole Kamara from you, huh? I don't know who that would be. Like actually Kamara would have made that team way more fun. But somebody else needed Kamara more than you did. That's all I know. So we got that. The TG Padre. Where are you at? There we go. So the TG Padre here, a 2783, Justin Herbert, Bro Nix. You pulled up Achane, which I don't hate. Like I have heard weird rumors, by the way, that Achane may end up getting traded this offseason. Like there might be shopping him for a first, like a late first, which my conspiracy theory is that is why Kansas City traded Trent McDuffie away, so they could trade their first round pick, the 29th overall pick, for Devon Achane, and then restructure his deal, or then sign him to a long-term deal. Because Devon Achane is that Jerick McKinnon type on steroids that Andy Reid has been looking for the last 4 seasons. So I kind of wonder if that's what's going on. And if that happens, Achane's going to jump up to the 105. That's just what I assume happens. Which means I need to get more just in case it happens as well. Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Algier. That is a crazy running back room. Fall on Jadarian Price, Bigsby, and Caleb Johnson. Like without looking at the rest of your team, I'm going to guess that I would not have taken Bigsby and Johnson, and I would have added receivers. I haven't looked yet, but you have first round, second round, third round capital there. And then you also have, 7th and 9th round capital. So at least one of those I think I would have added to a receiver. But it may not look weak whenever I look at it. Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, 56. Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele. I like all the players. I do think you kind of need another wide receiver. And on DJ Moore, something I will say is that like 60 to set, like how many teams have been drafted so far on drafters? It's like 9,000 plus, right? Of 13,000. So before the DJ Moore news happened, there was already 8,000 teams drafted. And 1/12 of those got DJ Moore at pick 100, like 90 to 100, right? So anytime you take DJ Moore now, you're competing against over 70% of the field at an elevated price of that player. So, like, I think chasing up the board is way more acceptable on total, like, on the underdog style, tournament style play than it is in the total points, because you're just going against teams like you're basically 1v1ing. Like, let's see, you're 1v1ing Wan'Dale Robinson versus, I guess David Montgomery's down there too, Parker Washington, right? Or Judkins or Mike Evans or Christian Watson, right? So like you got to think about that in the total points theory. That's just, I don't know if you've thought about that, but that is something I don't love chasing players up in this contest specifically. And then Travis Kelce, Njoku, and Terrence Ferguson. I like all the players. And DJ Moore could easily just, if all of the players in that round are a bust, DJ Moore in this round could just be what you needed, though, too, right? But I do think the path is thinner. But I think all your draft picks were good. I think it's a very well-built team. I would have removed I always say remove Caleb Johnson because I don't like him. But I would have removed one of those two, added another receiver, and I personally wouldn't be taking DJ Moore ahead of his new ADP based on the fact that all the contests has been drafted. But that's all I got. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I appreciate everybody who watched. I hope I wasn't too hard on you, Padre. Like, I think your team was awesome. And that's just an angle not everybody thinks about on DJ Moore, right? Not everybody thinks about the fact that if half of this contest was, it's like, so Scatabo, right? I love Cam Scatabo. But when this contest opened, people were like, he did not have an ADP at all. They forgot to put him in the queue. They just forgot to put him up there. So Cam Scatabo was going in like round 14 in some drafts, because some drafts nobody loaded rankings because they didn't have the rankings up. You couldn't put your rankings. You had to remember that he was on there. So there were a lot of but that ended at like 1,000 teams being drafted, which is 10% of the contest. So that's a small enough sample size that like it's very possible that one of those, if Scatabo is what you need, that one of those iterations isn't it. But if like 75% of the contest is drafted at that point, it's going to be way harder to take Scatabo at round 5 whenever everybody else got him 8 rounds later, right? So that's just something like from a game theory perspective, based on how many total entries there are, what to do. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. I'll see everybody tomorrow. I'll be back on 4 p.m. Central. Have a great day. Enjoy the night. Peace.
Hey, we're grinding through the torment. High volume, no management. Taming souls in descent. Grinding drafts through the abyss, no rest in our veins. Feel striking like lightning, flooding endless pains from late season voids. He's dropping all the flames. Bestball, Degens unite, shattering the chains. Old school RB stacking fury, derailing trendy trains. Who is commanding the storm etched in our brains? Who? Hey, thunder in the names, claiming all the kills. Flames